All right, and we are live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, the pride of the Pilgrims, handsome Jackie Jones, here for the first In Your Head of 2024. So happy New Year, folks. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm all dressed up for the big event. Inchman is I don't know, he's taking a nap or something. So he won't be here this week. Next week he'll be out of town. So we're gonna be doing In Your Head this week and next week on Wednesday after Dynamite because it's basically all most of the only wrestling I watch. So we might as well do it right after the show and talk about it instead of a week later and I can't remember what the hell happened. But besides that, well, we'll do everything else. We're going to take calls. We'll get a Raw report by Steven if he's up for it. I know it was a big Raw. And then we'll open the video line for callers. Just some stuff to get through here. We still have 9 Royal Rumble numbers left. If you'd like to get one in, if you don't already have one, video in the show. If you don't like to video in or can or whatever reason, you can either join the Headyverse here. It starts at only $3, or you can super chat or Venmo Headyverse $5 or more, and you'll get yourself a Royal Rumble number. You know what? $3 and you'll get yourself a Rumble number for tonight only, since it's only $3. No, $5 if you're gonna donate. Just join the Headyverse, it's cheaper, and it's only $3. And if you already have a number and you would like to pay it forward, as the kids say, you are free to donate a couple bucks, and or get a what are those you can get a membership for with somebody, like donate a membership, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But you can donate $5 to the show, help support the show. A lot of costs in the show. And either name someone in the chat that you would like to give a number to, or we'll do it random somehow throughout the evening. But if you'd like to pay it forward and get a Rumble number. What is the best Rumble number? Well, that's an interesting question. They're all basically the same because you don't know who's coming out. I would say the best Rumble number would be whatever number CM Punk or Cody Rhodes gets, or possibly The Rock, I guess, which we'll go on later tonight. But I don't foresee The Rock even beating the Rumble. I think he'll probably just get a title shot. But I would think Punk, most likely Punk, I would say. Punk's number. Can I pull Alexa and demand something for free? You can, but it will not succeed. So, and plus anyone starting tonight, any donations will, because I'm going to update the outro for next week, and we're starting with a clean slate. So anyone who donates starting tonight and throughout the weeks in advance, you will get your name in the future credits for the rest of the year. And I will appreciate that. All right. But we're not just here to talk about that. But the Royal Rumble contest is very fun. And for new folks who don't know what it is, everyone knows what the Royal Rumble is. But the Royal Rumble contest, which was originated by In Your Head in 2005, some other people, most notably Brian Alvarez, stole the idea. And the idea is you'll get these numbers randomly. You'll get a number out of here, and that number will represent you in the Royal Rumble. So let's say you get 23, out comes Ivar. You're Ivar in the Rumble. You get 17, out comes CM Punk. You are CM Punk. You get 27, Randy Orton. Whatever it is, you get the idea. They'll also, since there are 2 Rumbles now, it'll also represent you in the Women's Royal Rumble. So if you win, then you win a contest. Even if you don't win, it's a lot of fun to play along during our live chat over on the Facebook group. So, hey, Tazo, you're the next person out. And out comes the Honky Tonk Man as a surprise. And it's fun. I got the Honky Tonk Man. But then you got no shot of winning. But it's a little fun deal. And the winner will receive a handmade by me 8-bit rendition in a Royal Rumble Headyverse ring, surrounded by Headyverse fans and Headyverse legends like Ox Baker, Terry Funk, New Jack, and George South. Right there is 2023 winner Jonathan Jackson himself with the, his tie-dye shirt. He's got the black glasses, the red mask, and the pizza cutter. So a lot of attention to detail by old Jackie Jones. So it's a really fun deal. All right. Only if you jack me off with Nair. Hot damn. The winning one. Exactly. That is the best number. You got it. Let's suds it up. So what's going on? Is Tazo taking a shower with Goosey? That would be pretty hot. You know what? Maybe we could put that on the Headyverse OnlyFans. Get some donations rolling in. Who wouldn't want to pay to see Goosey and Tazo in the shower? I mean, I'd pay it myself. So. All right, guys, let's see. I'm just trying to share this all out. I was having a little issues with my laptop when I first logged on because it was like, don't you have to download Windows 11? I don't want Windows 11. And then it's okay. It's like 5 minutes before I'm going live. It's like, don't download Windows 11. I know it's going to take more than 5 minutes. So hit no, and it won't take no for an answer. It keeps going through all this bullshit. I just don't want it. My Windows 10 is working fine. So let's see. So join us live here. All right. We're sharing it. All right. So tonight was AEW Dynamite from Newark. Saturday was the big World's End pay-per-view, which I was a big fan of. I'm not saying every match was fantastic, but overall I really liked it. I heard, some different reviews of it. I gave my review right after, so it's not influenced by anybody. It's just my opinion. And that was up on the website, on YouTube. I'll get up on Spotify and the website soon. So that's up there. You can go and check out. I won't go to a full review of World's End again, since I just did one Saturday. Holy shit, Rabbit Thor. Exactly right. Yeah. I think Tazo's just now checking out the intro. I thought I'd put up an older, different intro. That's one I sang. You know what, though? It would be nice. I still think that's a quality tune. But if you guys would like to get in a new video of that, send me a picture holding a Headyverse sign, Headyverse 2024, and let's get a new intro for 2024. So Tazo, Vic Schiavone, Tony Obesta, all you good folks out there, Bruce Briscoe, Golgo 13, Jonathan Jackson, Steven the Boots, all you fine folks, Juju B and President Clinton, you two bums, get off your lazy asses and take a picture holding a Headyverse 2024 sign, and we'll make a new video. It'll be fun. Stop being lazy bitches. Tazo's not lazy, and Goosey, they video in, but those bums, you know what? I'm thinking we should just remove their admin abilities. Juju B and Clinton. The hell, they're just a couple of freeloaders as far as I'm concerned. So what the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah, World's End. You can go and check that out. My review of that. So this was the big follow-up. Oh, Reviews End. So World's End. So I listened to Davey Boy Meltzer review it, and he was almost in tears. He's like, it was a real downer because, the baby face in his hometown lost the title in the main event. It's like, dude, so the MJF should just never lose the title. You should be perennial world champion for the rest of time. Like, come on, man. You've watched wrestling your whole life. Yeah, the heel has to win sometimes. MJF had the title for over a year. Of course, the crowd's you want the crowd to boo when the heel wins. If MJF, the biggest face in the company, had the belt for over a year, and then he lost it, and the crowd went, yeah, that would be a bad sign because the hero lost. The hero has to lose sometimes because the hero, to be a hero, in not just wrestling, but in basic storytelling, they have to come up. So they either have to overcome something, like the stories right out of the Bible, which is archetypes of basic storytelling. You have David versus Goliath. David has to overcome the bigger opponent, Goliath. So you can do that, or someone has to have a setback so they could come back from it. If your hero is just always beating everyone forever, never gets knocked down a peg, after a while he's no longer heroic. So and once in a while, someone who has to be champ, and he's going off to get the surgery, unless you just have babyface beat babyface all the time. So we had a new champion, new heel champion. It got a great reaction. It got a reaction as they were surprised and silent, and then they were booing, which is the proper reaction when a heel wins the title from a beloved babyface. So I thought that was great. It sets up a whole bunch of new feuds, two matchups as Samoa Joe is champion. Who's gonna vie for him? So we're gonna have all these new matchups. You have the Devil and his group, the Undisputed, and they're gonna start going. Their goal now is to go after all the titles. And so you have those guys doing it. Then eventually after MJF is ready, he'll come back. He'll start going through those guys to get revenge. You can go through, both Taven and Matt and Bennett, and then Roderick Strong, and then Wardlow, and then eventually Cole. So you have this long program. And then after all that is played out, then you have MJF going to recapture his world title versus Joe, whoever is the champion by then. Maybe Swerve Strickland. I don't know. So the thing is, wrestling isn't one thing, isn't one show. So the big show happens, but you have to remember it comes back Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. It's an ongoing show. So you can't just, the story's not just here, it's ongoing. And then, some fans are like, well, why this? They want every detail laid out, every show. But again, it's an ongoing story. It's an ongoing, episodic programming. So the idea is now I tune in Wednesday to see why this happened, or now what's going on, and that's how wrestling has always worked and will continue to work. So anyway, the point is, I think Meltzer gets worked by his own love of the Elite. He's jerking the peen to the Young Bucks and Hangman and Omega, and they weren't on the show, and he was, it's the first time the Elite's never been on the pay-per-view. What can I do? He's like crying. It's like, dude, this is the 5th year of AEW. You can have one show without a Young Bucks match. That was literally the first pay-per-view ever without a Young Bucks match. I'm not anti-Young Bucks like some folks. I'm not saying here they suck or anything like that. I actually would say I'm a Young Bucks fan, but you can have a pay-per-view without the Young Bucks. One show in 5 years they weren't on. Get the fuck over it, Dave Meltzer. All right. So Dynamite opened up with a video package, which is something since the dawn of AEW I've been saying they need to do more of for various reasons. One is to get over new people, which they need work on. And also something that they actually did a good job tonight is to get over the importance of angles and also the importance of the outcomes of matches. So you have a big pay-per-view. You have some big things that happen. You had a new champion. You have you found out who the Devil was. You had the Copeland beats Christian, but then Christian gets it back. So there's a bunch of things there. The last pay-per-view, they also did a good job getting over how insane the Swerve Hangman match was. And from what I understand, that pay-per-view did really well on buys after it was live, which doesn't really normally happen too well, but that one did. And I think a lot of it was the word of mouth and also them putting over that match was crazy. So this is a good thing that I wish they would continue to do, put over the importance of the pay-per-view. Not only, maybe someone else will buy it, but also it seems like, well, I just watched something that actually has relevance to the overall stories and the overall company itself. So we had a video package of what happened on Worlds, and Adam Cole comes out, and so right away they're playing his music, and I start writing down notes. I have some notes over here, and I was like, I don't know about keeping it's all about the boom, because the crowd loves that. And so it's interesting dynamic with Jericho when he would be a heel and they would still sing along to his song, Judas, and then they would hate him. Even in the pay-per-view where they hated him over allegations I don't want to go into him because I kind of agree with Tony Khan. You shouldn't really address something until you know, like, it's just some guy on the internet on a podcast makes allegations against Jericho and the woman herself hasn't. Like, I don't know it's very weird. And then he's come out and he said, I don't really know anything about Houseman and I don't know anything about the situation other than just like some tweets and stuff. Like, she liked the tweet. And I have also read her original, Kylie Ray, her original like tweets when she left the company. She said it was just her decision. No one was mean to her. No one did anything to her. No one wanted to leave. And she also has a history of mental illness. She also has a history of leaving basically every company she's worked for, even when she was in title matches and stuff. And I'm no way saying that if something happened, that it's good or anything like that. But, this guy goes on and says stuff. And then he goes on, I just read on her Facebook page, then he's like, anything I said about Jericho is my opinion and my opinion alone. And I just don't like Jericho. Okay, you could say, he's a shithead, he sucks, whatever. But if you don't have like someone's word or some more knowledge about a really serious allegation, you definitely should not go out and be putting it out into the world. So that's really bad for a lot of reasons. Honestly, even if it was true, you should have stuff to back it up, because you could hurt the actual allegations if you're just putting stuff out there with no one. And if he doesn't have, if no one told, if he just like is assuming this stuff, it's really, really rotten to put out there. I mean, trying to ruin someone's career and livelihood, life. It's a very, but I don't want to go too far into it until everything's out there. But my point was, I saw some people saying, why don't they say more about this? Why don't they answer all these things? What do you answer? And if you start the precedent where anyone who says something, you just like go out there and we have to address this every time, you're gonna, what's gonna happen. Everybody has a podcast. Not everyone, I won't, but there's gonna be people who just pop up and saying all this shit because they know it's gonna get reactions from the whole company itself, and it'll be a never-ending stream of this stuff. So sure, they should address it if she herself comes out and says something. But anyway, so the point was, it was odd. At World's End, they're all singing Jericho's theme, but then immediately turn on him when the match started. So they're like, we hate this guy, cancel this guy, but we do love his tune. Gonna sing along to it. It's pretty rocking. So anyway, Adam Cole comes out. So the point was all about the boom. The crowd are gonna love that. But they did switch the music then, and I was like, oh, this is smart. I kind of like this. The Undisputed Kingdom. So this works for me. I saw some people, they're like, oh, well, if if Cole is the devil, he's the leader of this. What he's not. He's not. Since he can't wrestle, he's on crutches. Like, who cares? Not necessarily who cares, but like, how intimidating is he or something? But I think it's actually a perfect use of him since he can't wrestle. He's a great talker. I would say he's a better heel. And I know the internet wants to say everyone should be a heel, but Adam Cole is a better heel, and he actually got booed tonight, which is what you want your heels to do. And if he can't wrestle right now, to get some use out of him, you have him as the mouthpiece. So people weren't afraid of Bobby Heenan like punching him out. People weren't afraid of Gary Hart doing something to him. Or Jim Cornette. I know he could hit him with the tennis racket, but they weren't physically in fear of Jim Cornette or J.J. Dillon or Paul Heyman. They're not like, oh, fuck, Paul Heyman's going to beat the fuck out of me. He's going to, wrap me up in the figure four and I'm going to submit or something. He's going to give me a fucking pile driver. But no, these are like the traditional, manager roles. And once he can wrestle, then he can wrestle. But right now, it works on a few different levels because he could talk he's got a group of people who can wrestle. He's got the big guy Wardlow as the muscle. Roderick Strong's killing it, in my opinion, the most entertaining he's ever been. So he's like the workhorse of the team. And you got the tag team guys. So you got him as the mouthpiece for them as the traditional manager role. And it builds up a lot of heel heat. Another old school wrestling tactic is you want the baby faces to get their hands on the dastardly manager guy. And this one, Cole, we know he's a wrestler, but they can't put their hands on him because he's hurt. So they did that tonight, which I thought was good because he's cutting the promo saying they're going to go after all the titles. Roddy's going to go after the international title. They've got the Ring of Honor tag belts. And Wardlow's going to go after the world title. And then Wardlow is going to do the right thing when Cole is ready and just forfeit him the title. I like that storyline if it hasn't been done several times. AEW has done a similar thing a few times. I mean, it's basically the Luchasaurus angle with Christian, and I believe Wardlow with MJF. So, if in a bubble, it's great, but it's already been done several times. So I'm not. I might be nitpicky, but we'll see where it goes. We got shut the fuck up chance. He was saying he didn't just want to get the title from MJF. He wants to ruin his life. So I liked all that stuff. That was really good. Out comes Jay White. And because he was the first victim of the devil and the henchman. And people ask, well, why did he do that to Jay White? So Jay White wants to address that. So that was cool. And I really thought I mentioned this last week, or maybe it was on the show Saturday, that Jay White right now, because he lost, his world title versus MJF, didn't do great in the tournament. I'm kind of because I think he is a top guy that you could, have a legit main event guy in your company. But right now he's coming off a lot of losses, just kind of floating around. So you need to do something new with them. So maybe a babyface turn is smart. And then the Acclaim came out to help Jay White. They wanted to get their hands on Cole, and then the officials wouldn't let him because he's hurt. This stuff's just, to me, classic wrestling, old school wrestling, where the fans want the babyface to beat up the asshole manager, and they can't for whatever reason. Normally it's because he's a manager. This time he's hurt. This will build up to when eventually someone can get their hands on Cole. So classic stuff, and it really worked because Cole's been super over and he was really hated here. So good stuff. A nice video package, again, putting over Eddie Kingston and winning the tournament. I'll be honest, I thought the tournament was some of the best long-term storytelling in AEW history. I loved it from the beginning to end. I've said a million times I didn't like when they announced it. I think they didn't do it very well, and that put me in a place where, like, I don't know about this, but it won me over. Every match was great, and each one's told a story. And in my head, they're fighting over points. Is that interesting? But it was while I was watching it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually, and I look forward to this being an annual event. Orange Cassidy versus Dante Martin. Going in, I was like, I know this is going to be a good match because Dante's excellent. Orange is excellent. He's actually one of my favorites, and I don't think he gets credit. enough for being a good wrestler. But when they announced earlier that Roderick Strong's going for the international championship, I was like, well, you know who's winning this match. But I'll be honest, the match really won the crowd over and really got me into it by the end. And I think Orange Cassidy as international champion is always one of the highlights of the show. When his original run was a big highlight, his title defenses, and this was great. This was a really good match. I could tell in this show they're we're on like a new AEW in a way where they're starting to push some different people and maybe testing if some other people could possibly you could do something with. So it's interesting. Out comes Action Andretti and Dante's brother to help him out, and then you had Dan House and Orange and Hook with Cassidy. Maybe a trios match coming up down the road. I don't know. Oh, and then Private Party came out, and instantly, these guys were a big deal in the first year of AEW. They were like standout stars, guys that I had not seen before, and right away, were over with the crowd. And then they were completely eviscerated when they put them with Matt Hardy. I mean, absolutely nothing. Because Matt Hardy is I'm sure he's a good guy, but completely washed up. I think he kills. He's the opposite of Don Callis and Adam Cole. Completely kills anyone that he's the working manager of. Just you go with him, and it's like you've gone into the void. You're completely meaningless, and your career is dead. So they went with Matt Hardy, and they were like gone, absolutely nothing. No one ever talked about, no one ever thought about him. Even when they were with the Hardys, I wasn't even sure who that guy was. It's like Uncle Zeb or Cousin Bill, or what would they look like in Brother Z? It's like, what the fuck is this shit? And then they lose the albatross that is Matt Hardy. They come out as heel versions of Private Party with the velvet rope, and instantly they're 100 million times more over. Instantly. And all they did was drop that fucking bum, Matt Hardy. So they come out, get a lot of heel heat. They're like, all right, I like this. Saying that they want to reinvigorate the tag division. I'm all for it. Look, I like it. Let's do it up. We had a fun promo by Timeless Tony Storm. Everyone knows I'm a big fan. And we're going to be seeing the debut of Mariah May, who I've not been into the character, but we'll talk about the match momentarily. A quick swerve promo that didn't stick with me, so I'm not really sure what he said. So we had Mariah May versus Queen Aminata. And so I heard good things about her coming in, and I was like, I don't like this character, but she could really work. A huge plus to the women's division. I really like watching her wrestle. Really stiff drop kicks. I like her. I like this. She's very good. Afterwards, she went into the really bad character again, which I think is completely unfitting from her wrestling style. And her wrestling did not incorporate the character, which can be a negative sometimes, but I think it's a positive here in the fact that the character is very bad and should just be changed. And hopefully it will down the road. Because then she started to act a little different and not just this Uber fan, which I think is a really bad angle for her. And she talked about she changed things up when she said that the only issue was it's too bad that I'd have my first match in New Jersey, and everybody like, boo, boo, New York, wherever the fuck they were. And then Deonna, what is her name? Deonna Purrazzo comes out. I don't know her. I just know people are fucking infatuated with her. And the crowd gave her a superstar ovation, which was good because I'm not familiar with her. But like other people like myself watching home, when you see someone come out and get that superstar ovation, it's like, oh, this is someone important. And nothing against old man Suzuki. It's not like this old beaten down man with a fucked up haircut. And I'm like, you think this guy's fucking good? I was like, oh, well, she looks like she could be good. And the crowd's going nuts, so why not? All right, let's go with it. Tons of charisma. All right. They're putting some new blood in the women's division. I'm all for it. I don't hate the AEW women's division. Some people say it's the worst women's division of all time. And that's a laughable statement if you've known the history of women's wrestling. I mean, come on, man. But they have pushed a lot of people that probably shouldn't even be on TV, super green and not necessarily over, but they do have some really good. Obviously, Britt Baker should be back on TV. Was arguably the most over person in AEW for a while. You've got Ruby Soho, who's not used particularly well. And then you've got Julia Hart. I actually think is actually a really good character. Really came into her own. But then I think they gave her too much credit and started putting her in matches with women that she has to carry, and she's not at that level. She needs to be in with other women that can help her in the match. But she's she can be in the mix. And then there's several other, even Taya Valkyrie, they should probably bring back. But anyway, this was cool. Huge chance for her. It's also smart bringing her around in her hometown. Boom! I told you, Bob, I was going to ask how she did. All right, Taza! Ha, 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 ha! Taza, would you like to give, or you don't have to, you can be fuck everyone else in the Headyverse, but if you would like to, you can pay it forward and give someone in the Headyverse a number who does not already have one. So if you want to get on Taza's good side, say, Taza, my buddy, my pal, my compadre, my amigo, give me a number. You can give one to Juju B or Clinton or someone in the Facebook group. Dobbs doesn't have a number. Maybe you can give one to our boy Dobbs. That would be the right thing to do, I think. But it's up to you, Taza. The power is in your hands. Christian Cage and the Patriarchy came out and I fucking love Christian Cage in this role. The best by far. People say he was good at TNA. Fuck that. This is his best run in his life, in his career. And people say, yeah, he's 50. I don't give a fuck. If they're entertaining, they're entertaining. I don't care if the man's 50. He looks great. He's wrestling great. Given the promos of his life, this is fucking money. Comes out looking like the world's biggest asshole, and I absolutely love it. And I love the whole group. You've got Nick Wayne's mom calling him the father. This whole thing is complete money. I absolutely love it. Then he's just saying he's been TNT champ since the first show, which everyone knows is a lie. And I love it. Heels should lie. Lying heels is the way to go. All right. Whoa! Who does Tazo think he is? Who does Tazo think he is being generous? Give that beggar Lexar a number. Well, Lexar actually does have a number already because he called in for the number. But you can give one to Josh, or I'd have to think of some other folks in the group that don't have a number. Juju B, Clinton, Ultimate Beef, Robert Pudzinski. But we are giving Dobbs his number. Tazo, it's very nice of you, Jonathan Jackson. Lexar has one because he called in just like you guys. Tazo, yeah, you have 29, Tazo, when you zoomed in. And Lexar has, I think he has a number. Yeah, 16. Dobbs, number 3. Number 3 for Dobbsy. Don't tell me I don't have a pen down here. You motherfucker. Where the hell's my pen? There it is. There it is. Lexar does have one. But now Dobbs has number 3. 3 is good. It could be. I don't think it's a great number this year because I predict Punk is winning, and I don't foresee Punk coming in at 3 and going all the way. House, wow, dealer's choice. Maybe Buck Winchester. All right, if you don't have a number in the chat, let me think of a trivia question here. Who was being interviewed when Missy Hyatt called into the show, and the guest on the show told Missy Hyatt to go and blow her boyfriend, and Missy Hyatt said, okay, and left? It was a female guest. The female guest was on the show, and Missy Hyatt called into the show, and the guest live on the air told Missy Hyatt to go blow her boyfriend, and she said, okay, and did it. Josh, boom, good man. Josh, you earned it. Josh, you earned the number. Sonny is correct. Now, she'd probably like to switch places. She'd probably rather be blowing her boyfriend than being in prison for 18 years. Josh, number 5 alive. Josh, good man, Josh. Hell, thank you. That was very nice of you. I got to write these names down too. Tazo and JJ. You guys are going to be going on the special thanks that's coming up. So right now, number 2, Nikhil, 3. I'll just say I'll give away I'll tell you the numbers at the end. But we got 1, 2, 3. Wow, we only have 5 numbers left. So we only had 7 going in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers left. Bam! 5 numbers left. Thank you guys. Honestly, it was very nice of you, Tazo and Jonathan Jackson. So 5 numbers left. 5 numbers. That's not very many. Anybody else out there who doesn't have a number, let us know, and maybe a fine fellow here in the chat will help you out. Or you can just join the Headyverse. All right. So where the hell was I? Oh, so Christian Cage, great promo. Talk about being the greatest TNT champ. Nick Wayne's mom was like saying, "How dare you boo a mother? She's great. The whole group's great. I love it." The only thing I think would be better is if they just rename Nick Wayne into a Nick Cage, but I get it. Maybe that's a bit too far with his actual mom, and the dad passed away. We had Darby Allin versus Takeshita. Great match. Big Darby fan and Takeshita. I forget his name. Big fan of the group there, the family. Takeshi, you know what? They're always bringing in all these old Japanese good dudes, like old broken down guys, or this guy's like 65 and he can't even move. He he has to move his whole body. Like, fuck all these guys. You have Takeshita, and he's great. Push that guy. Fuck all these old bums and just go with him. He's awesome. Him versus Darby's great. Good match. Very good match. Darby takes a loss. And Darby's not a guy who really gets hurt by losing nothing. Then we had a 4-way for the Continental Crown. So that's what they're calling the Triple Crown. So we got this bounty hunter, Brian Keith. Now, this is a guy who needs a video package because he was in the Battle Royal and they were like building him up as some, big deal. And nothing had been against the guy. Takeshita. There you go. Thank you, Jonathan Jackson. Jonathan Jackson hasn't watched wrestling in 48 years, and he knows how to say the guy's name. But so we had Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. He was in the Battle Royal. And they were like, oh my God, it's the fucking Bounty Hunter. Nothing against the man, but he's like 5'6". And he's the bounty. I look, I'm not a guy who's obsessed with everyone needing to be, 6'8" and fucking jacked. I don't really care about all that, honestly. I never have. But if he's gonna be like the badass bounty hunter, he can't be 5'6". So I don't really get this guy. And why is he all of a sudden in this 4-way for the Continental Crown? Brian Cage, who's really improved. Good for him. I like him now. El Hijo del Vikingo, who's excellent and really should be protected better and only be on special occasions, not in these multi matches and not win, I don't think. And Trent Beretta, who I've always liked, but the push for him to really just come out of nowhere. And then you had Vikingo also with another title. It's like he's got a title, the AAA Mega Champion, and then it's like he wants to add these 3 other belts, and like, so I'm watching it. It's good. It's fine. It's a fine match, but I was like, Trent Beretta? Okay, I guess. I like Trent Beretta, but like, is there anyone in the world thinks like Eddie Kingston, his first title match, he's going to lose it to Trent Beretta? It'll be good. He's a good hand. He's a good wrestler. He's got charisma, and I'm not even against him getting a push, but his push can't be just 1 week all of a sudden he's getting a title shot. If he would get some wins on TV and start building them up, all right, then maybe you could do something. But I'm not really a big fan of a guy who's just kind of there, and then all of a sudden he suddenly wins this match, and now you're supposed to be like, hell yeah, Trent Beretta. Brian, and then it does this Brian Keith guy no favors, because this is the first time he's been on Dynamite. One of the first time he's been on TV, maybe the first time he's been on TV. I know he was on the pay-per-view Battle Royal, and he was in a trios match with the Von Erichs. Very, very odd. But so it's first time as a singles guy, and he's the guy who takes the pin. I was like, man, it's not a good. This is like your first like glimpse of this guy, and it's like, oh, he's just this guy who lost to Trent Beretta. I'm like, Daddy Magic backstage. I'm a huge fan of Daddy Magic. I think an underrated gem. He's an unpolished gem in AEW. The man has the it factor, in my opinion. Great promo. He's got charisma out the ass. Charisma up the wazoo. Up the wazoo and out the ass. The charisma. The charisma is flying. Daddy Magic fucking rules. Even when he's just standing there, I'm like, hell yeah, Daddy fucking Magic. And I can't be the only one who thinks that, because someone in AEW is like, you know what? We got to start doing some stuff with Daddy Magic. He's getting some shots on commentary. I love it. Do it up. Daddy Magic. You've got this chance. So Daddy Magic, don't make Jackie Jones sad. Run with it. Show you've got the platform. You might not get another shot. Boom, go all with it. Come on, Daddy Magic. And then Hangman ran in. He was pissed about something or other. I'm not really sure what's going on. Your main event is Swerve Strickland. Can't say enough. The guy's fucking money. Comes out, looks like a superstar. He's got Nana doing the dance. The whole thing is fucking awesome. You got Conan and Disco saying that Nana doesn't fit. And it's like, you guys are fucking crazy. Talk always about being, knowing everything about wrestling and stars and all this shit. And then you see this obvious like money group, and you're like, you should get rid of Nana. Like, are you guys fucking nuts? And then push this to the moon. Swerve Strickland, while MJF's away, should be build the company around Swerve Strickland as your top baby face. But no, we gotta fight the fucking crowd and say, no, you love him. Let's fight you and try to force you to hate him. Why? Why, wrestling, do you always do this? Listen to the crowd. When they got behind Steve Austin, imagine they're like, no, we're going to keep making him a heel. We don't give a fuck. We're going to keep pushing Mark. Mark Mero is the top babyface. Like we want Stone Cold. No, you're getting Mark Mero and old man Jake the Snake. And people are like, we love this guy. Austin 316. Like, no, fuck you. You gotta cheer Mark Mero. We would have had the big boom period. Imagine when The Rock was out there. First he comes in, people want him dead. They're like, die, Rocky, die. Imagine if they just kept going with that. They're like, oh no, you'll eventually love him. No, they did listen. They turned him heel. But then the crowd fucking ate it up once he became The Rock again. Imagine today, they'd be like, no, we won't have it. We got to keep pushing Ahmed Johnson. Ahmed's the man. Oh, my God. And the crowd loves someone. Get behind them. Just run with it. And be happy. The future looks bleak. I could not disagree more. I've been a bigger wrestling fan the last 5 years than I have in the last 20. I think the future I think they have a lot of great guys in AEW they could get behind, and one of them is Swerve Strickland. And no, they got to fight the crowd. They had an amazing segment. They should have saw this, and even if the plan at the end was like, we're going to try to make people hate him, after they saw this, they should have called up the ref. Someone tell Swerve, nix that. We got to go with him. I like Daniel Garcia. And they go in. I'm like, this isn't a main event, but the match is great. I'm like, you know what? Okay. Fine, main event. And you can do something with Danny Garcia. But out of those two, you're going to say Swerve Strickland shouldn't be the baby face. You're crazy. And you had this segment, Daniel Garcia and Prince Nana, and the crowd knew right away as soon as they looked at each other. And this was a magical moment in wrestling. A dance-off with Prince Nana and Danny Garcia. This is just like when me and Jonathan Jackson are out on the town. You know, Jackson's swerving, and I'm doing the boom. This was fucking money. The crowd goes fucking ballistic for a dance-off. Watch and be like, what the fuck are we doing? This is main event babyface material. Swerve Strickland Prince Nana. No, they don't do it. So great match. They messed up a table spot. Get the fuck you fucked up chant. But the crowd eventually they're fine because they like these guys. Garcia kicked out of the Swerve stop, and then Swerve still got the win. Fantastic match, honestly. And then gives them the handshake, and Nana low blows Garcia because they got to fight the crowd. You're like, no. The crowd loves this guy. Let's try to make the crowd hate him and push our boy Hangman Page. I don't hate Hangman Page, but he's had shots as world champ. It wasn't too great. Let's go with Swerve Strickland instead. Do the old double turn, Swerve Strickland babyface, and Hangman the heel. Yeah, he ran into the guy's house. So what? It's wrestling. Get over it. Bam. WWE is buying TNA. I mean, this is really getting ahead of yourselves, I think, because there's no evidence of this. I mean, it's possible, I guess. We'll see. Although, I think that's a huge mistake. Swerve is you bad. But really good show overall. I like that they're trying some new people. We'll see where that goes. Garcia's been working on his look, his character, and stuff. He's been doing good. He was really good on the pay per view. He was really good in the tournament. I will agree with Davey Boy Meltzer. They probably should have gave him the push in the tournament that they did. Charlotte's husband. If they knew he was leaving, but I kind of think they probably were like, they were trying to keep him, and they were like, well, if we have him lose every match in the tournament, he's probably not going to stay. He left anyway. But looking back with 2020, it's like, oh, maybe we should have gave Garcia a bunch of wins in the tournament. But either way, good show. I enjoyed it. Good times. Really hot crowd. Do it up. All right. TNA is on sale. I don't know. I don't think it. I mean, so is this all based on the fact that there's a poster that literally says on the poster live on pay-per-view, and then people are like, oh, it's a live whatever they call the shows now in WWE, live extreme events or live whatever events. So that means WWE has bought TNA. And I was like, what? I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll happen, but I didn't really understand the 2015 Royal Rumble winner doesn't trust that link. What link is he talking about? I don't know. What, the StreamYard? Come on, man. We fucking use StreamYard is used by like a bazillion people. Louis Petty, is Jade still employed? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Is Jade still employed in WWE? She is still training. She hasn't been on. I mean, 1 month. In the grand scheme of thing, a month isn't very much, man. I expect to probably see her in the Rumble, and they're waiting to, which is smart, waiting to debut her on TV when they think she's ready. Honestly, that's what they should have done in AEW. When they first debuted her, she was rotten, and then I actually thought she really improved a lot for her level of experience, and she would have benefited of coming on TV later. That could be said for everybody. It's best to wait till you think someone's ready to debut them. I don't agree with this at all. Jade Cargill sucks. She's going to be huge. She needs to get good. I actually think she's, for her level of experience, she is really good, and she has something you can't teach. I mean, she really has a it factor. Yes, the premium live events. Yeah, I looked all over that poster because they said that the TNA show's premium live event, but it says live on pay-per-view now. Maybe it says it somewhere else. So anyway, let's say, for the sake of argument, say WWE buys TNA, or I don't think it was ever said they were going to buy TNA. It was going to be like that they're working with TNA. Obviously, there's pluses to that. There's also minuses, though. So the plus is TNA, they get talked about in WWE. That's obviously a huge plus. But if they actually become like the developmental for WWE, I mean, at this point, they're so like unheard of. Like they've actually have starting to more buzz now than they have in years. But I think if you're the developmental, is only so far you can go. But NXT is the developmental. I don't know. I'd be really surprised if they did something. But I mean, it's a whole new WWE under Triple H. Good for him if he wants to work with some other companies. I'm all for that. So I'll wait and see where it goes. Who knows? Nia Jax. I'm not against the Nia Jax. I mean, I think it's good to have, like a big woman. Where so to me, wrestling is always about like the mismatches. If everyone's exactly the same, it gets boring. But if you have like one, the big powerhouse, I like it. I know a lot of people hate her. I actually like Nia Jax. Is she the greatest or something? No. 1 month is not a lot of time. Yeah, I agree. I mean, come on. And as far as I know, like they haven't they talked about her on the internet and stuff, but like I don't think she's been on Raw or something. Here's the link if you would like to join me here on the programs. Come on in and talk the wrestling. I'll post this everywhere. Join me and talk the wrestling. Join me and talk the wrestling. I probably should put up a video while I type this out. But fuck it. I don't think I have anything ready. Excuse me. All right. Hello, Stevie.
Hello there. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, a little ragged. It's Wednesday and it's getting late, so and I got to go to work tomorrow too.
All right. Well, we'll get to this Raw report. We'll get all the fine folks on here. There's 5 Royal Rumble numbers left. If you don't have one, you can. If you zoom into the show, you can get one. Video into the show, you can get one. If you join the heady version, you get one. If you Venmo or Super Chat $5 or more, you'll get one. And if you already have one and you would like to pay it forward, like Jonathan Jackson and Tazo, you could send $5 and we will give it to someone of your choice, or you can leave it up to me to pick someone. All righty. So you want to get to this Raw report and then we'll get to everyone after that, since it's getting late for you?
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute,
Can we, after our 2 hours, or 2-hour wait, let's get to the Raw report.
No, fucking intro. Raw report. Raw report.
I always feel like doing some air guitar during that intro.
Fucking incher.
Okay, so let's get to the Raw report.
Raw report.
The big day one. The big day one Monday Night Raw used to be a premium live event. Now it's an episode of Monday Night Raw this year. From San Diego, California. And it was a stacked show, but I'll give you my overall thoughts. I thought it was underwhelming, but I'll get to it. So we have a video package leading into the opening match of the night. Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Becky Lynch looking smoking hot, as usual. But we had a competitive match. We had a lot of big moves. Like Becky,
big boobs.
Well, we had those two. I had a lot of big moves. You had Nia squashing Becky with her Samoan drop. You had Becky channeling Molly Holly with a Molly go round. You had and the disarmer, but Nia Jax got out of it. You had Nia.
Louie's telling you to speak up.
Oh, well, my wife is sleeping, so I'm
I see. I'm sorry. I got you.
You had you had Becky trying to hit that disarmer move, and Nia Jax power bombing her, but Becky kicking out, and Nia's trying to hit her moves, but Becky's attacking the knees on this woman. And so finally, she does. She's trying to do a Super Samoan drop, but Becky kicks out of that. So you think Becky's gonna overcome everything, and she goes. They was Nia ended up out. Was it outside the ring? No. Becky goes up to the second rope, and she's gonna. I don't know. She's gonna do a leg drop, but Nia gets up and basically punches her in the face, and Becky just drops, just drops by the ring ropes. By the way, so Nia goes up.
Naza when I saw him in Brooklyn. Bam!
So Nia goes up and does that Yokozuna Banzai drop, or the Annihilator, she's calling it, and she pins Becky Lynch clean.
Whoa!
Yes. No cheating, just a straight clean pin.
No cheating.
No cheating. So it's like, well, is this kind of like Becky's kind of like I don't know, like I thought that was the bad move, but pushing Nia Jax.
Maybe they're gonna do something with her and Nia Jax.
Well, I think remember so they're going to have Elimination Chamber in Australia. So what if it's going to be Rhea defending the title against Nia Jax in Australia? Because Rhea would be a big baby face in Australia, and you need a heel, so Nia Jax. Just speculating.
Oh, Nia Jax would be a big baby face. Who would be a big baby face in Australia?
Rhea.
Oh, Rhea. Okay.
So she needs a heel opponent, so make it Nia Jax. So we get a recap of Shinsuke Nakamura doing the American Nightmare before Christmas, and then Cody comes out and loud Cody chants. Yes, the crowd's still into Cody, and he's like, I think, like I said, even though what
Nick loves him too.
You said earlier, Jack, I still think he's my pick for the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row. He's eliminating Punk. But that's just, we'll see.
Yeah. Boy, Matt, if he does, if I don't know, I don't think he could bring Punk back, and he's not in the title at Rumble. I don't know though, because we'll talk about it, because we'll talk about the big return here and what's happening.
Well, what if
though? Honestly, we may end up with a 3-way now that I think about it, which is very lame, but.
No,
but you kind of almost have to have both Cody and Punk in the title match. You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking if Cody wins the Rumble, Punk could win like a number 1 Elimination Chamber match to face who's going to face Seth Rollins at Mania. You know.
Yeah, but I don't. But I think if Cody, I don't. If The Rock is going for Reigns. I don't think you can after that promo. I watched the promo. You can't not have Rock in there now.
Well, would they wait 3-4 months? When is Mania? Is it like March or April? I can't remember.
April, I think.
So would they wait 3 months, or would they pull the trigger earlier? Who knows?
No, I think they would. I don't think he would come back and do a match at like No Way Out or something. If The Rock comes back, it's going to be at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. So Cody's in the ring. Shinsuke comes on the Titantron. He speaks English. He actually speaks some English for a change, and some Japanese. So just another one of those. We get so we get a new tag team again. I don't know what's happened to Xavier Woods, but now Kofi Kingston is teaming with Jey Uso, and they're taking on Imperium, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser. And this ended strangely because I think it was Kofi kicked Giovanni in the face, and then the referee just stopped the match. I don't know whether Vinci was legit injured or whether this is an angle, but they showed the replay, and it just ended strangely. And the referee just declared Kofi and Jey Uso the winners by referee stoppage. So, well, we'll see if there's an update on that later on, or whether this was just an angle. So, The Miz comes out, and he's going to do Miz TV with the Judgment Day, but the Judgment Day turned out to be the third stringers of Dominic Mysterio and the new guy, Finn's friend, JD McDonough. So Miz,
Big Head.
First, R-Truth comes out when he introduces
Oh yeah.
the Judgment Day, and out comes R-Truth. And R-Truth, as long as he's I guess doing things with the third stringers, I guess that's fine. I really don't want to see him hanging around Damian Priest or Finn Balor, but Truth playing off Dominic and JD is pretty funny. Truth even made a reference to Little Jimmy, bringing back Little Jimmy. Basically, they make a match, an impromptu tag team match. It's the reunion of Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth taking on the Judgment Day of Dirty Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough.
Dirt to down. Dirt to down. Done dirt.
So Truth ends up in the Judgment Day corner, and I'm not sure if it was Dominic who tagged him, and Truth comes into the ring, and it looks like he's going to fight The Miz.
Damn.
But instead,
that's a good point, though, Ludite. How long before Steamboat Willie has his first match? Wrestling's got to catch on to this. They need a Winnie the Pooh wrestler and a Steamboat Willie.
So it looks like, I think was it McDonough who held up Miz, and Truth, but looks like he was going to hit him, but instead he hits JD McDonough, and then Miz just grabs McDonough, gives the skull-crushing finale, and wins the match, and pins McDonough. So the reunited Awesome Truth get the win.
Reunited and feels so good.
But you'll notice in 2023, Miz was losing almost every single match he had, and now in 2024, he's starting it off with a win. So maybe this is the big turnaround for him.
Maybe.
We'll see. Anyway, so we get a video of the new tag team champions, Caden Carter and Katana Chance, partying. Don't know what this is about. But then we come back, and it looks like Rhea Ripley is going to take on Ivy Nile and defend her women's title. This was a good big person versus little person match. But in the end, Rhea Ripley just had enough and hit her riptide and pinned Ivy Nile. So winner and still champion, women's champion is Rhea Ripley. Backstage segment with Seth Rollins warming up for his match against Drew McIntyre. And, oh yes, an upcoming after the commercial break, a former WWE champion returns to Monday Night Raw. We come back from the break, and they make the big announcement, and out comes the former WWE champion, Jinder Mahal. Jinder comes out, and he proceeds to cut a promo on the crowd, and he even says he I think what he said was he was quoting the American national anthem in Punjabi, and the crowd boos, and it was a good,
it's funny that all that stuff's funny, but I do actually kind of feel bad for Jinder because he was given this title reign when he was clearly not like ready for it. But then he like really improved and became a good character and stuff. And then at that point, they just made him into like a joke for the rest of his career.
Well, yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I don't know why they don't book like really nasty heels. Like Jinder would be perfect for it.
Yeah. It's a lot of like comedy guy, like, and that's fine for I know Miz is a babyface now, but that's good for like a Miz character. But when you have a big jacked up guy like that, like it doesn't really benefit him to be like a comedy, goofy guy who just gets beat up.
Oh, this plays into later, but Jinder does make an Iron Sheik reference, and that comes back later because
You son of Jack, a very intelligent man in the Boston Garden with all of my Irish and English paisans.
Then comes, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. And it was incredible. I really think I hope there was no crowd sweetening. I hope this was legit. But the crowd reaction to The Rock was incredible.
Yeah, huge. I even went and watched this on the internet.
It was incredible that The Rock got the most incredible, the most thunderous reaction. And he's been away for such a long time, but they know his name. They know who Dwayne Johnson The Rock is.
I'm really surprised. I know they've been trying it for years, and I really thought this was going to be the year. But then when the strike was over, I really thought, it's not going to happen, like most people. But I really think, like, I don't think it's like a money issue with him because he can make $20 million or whatever. He can make way more doing a movie than he's going to do wrestling. I think he wants to have one more big Mania thing, and also the idea of doing, because he's been wanting to do this for a long time with his relative.
Mm-hmm. So Rocky comes down to the ring. He basically acknowledges the crowd, climbs up on the turnbuckle. Jinder just stands there with a sneer on his face, and finally Rock does his. Finally, The Rock has come back to San Diego.
Finally, Jack has come back to Wednesdays.
But he looks at Jinder and he says, "Oh, you're in trouble tonight." And he says, "Oh no, but no. You were right about one thing." Yeah, and then he basically does. Everybody loved the Iron Sheik. Everybody loves the Iron Sheik. But if the Iron Sheik was here, you know what he'd say? He'd say, "Oh, Rock Papa, who is this no good, dirty son of a bitch, jabroni bastard?" Anyway, Rock did it better. I just laughed. I mean, Rock doing the Iron Sheik was funny, I thought.
Yeah. So, you gotta love The Rock.
So,
or else you don't have a soul.
So Jinder gets in some things. You're the champion of these jingoistic people. Jingoistic is a word. Look it up. The Rock, Rock says he's damn proud to be the people's champion. The Rock's proud to be an American. The Rock's especially proud to say,
proud to be an American.
Yeah, so he says that. Crowd's roaring. Jinder still sneers. And this went on for a long time, but because it's The Rock, I didn't mind this at all.
Yeah.
So he looks up to the sky. Rock looks up to the sky, talks to the Iron Sheik. He says to Mahal, they boo you because you're the biggest asshole and walking on God's green earth. I guess when you're The Rock, you can get away with this kind of language.
Yes.
So Rock calls Jinder's sneer a resting bitch face. So they really didn't use they really didn't censor anything here. But really, it's a raging asshole face. You're mad because nobody likes you. You're not funny. If you were in one of Rock's movies, you'd be Baywatch. Oh, Rock and Mahal says, "Well, I've never seen it." Anyway,
like most people.
yeah. He does the Rock does the "it doesn't matter" line about Baywatch.
Kaza wants to know what the Sheik has to do with anything. Well, I mean, Rock stole Jabroni from the Iron Sheik,
Yes,
and he's also one of the more famous Middle Eastern wrestlers.
mm-hmm. So Rock's having fun with the crowd, and he notices Jinder says he's the modern day Maharaja, but Rock says, "Yeah, I know you're the modern day Maharaja, but from this day forward, you're the day one douchebag." And then he gets the crowd, and he gets half of the crowd to say day one, and the other half of the crowd to say douchebag. So for a few minutes, Rock just stands there, smiles, and the crowd just goes day one douchebag, day one douchebag, over and over again. Anyway,
awesome.
this was, this was fun. Finally, Rock, he says, he finally gives the cue. He says, "Clearly, you have no class. So you've left the Rock no choice but to whoop your candy ass." Oh yeah, he does. He sings. Rock sings to Mahal, and it was oh geez, again, I can't do the Rock, but something about he sings the national anthem. "In the Rocket's red glare, San Diego is aware that you are jacked as hell, but your balls still aren't there. You're an angry, toxic douchebag who clearly has no class. So you left the Rock with no choice but to whoop your candy ass." Anyway, the Rock did it better. Basically, Jinder cuts him off, starts throwing some punches. The Rock comes back, knocks Jinder to the mat, hits a rock bottom. And finally, Jinder takes a powder, and Rocky does the "if you smell what the Rock's cooking" line to end this whole segment. And this segment went on for a long time, and I understand it was the highest rated segment on Raw. If you look at the ratings, so Rock did bring in the ratings. So, yeah.
Yes, WrestleMania is going to be huge with the Rock, and I know Cody is a draw, at to level Rock stuff, and then Punk's first WrestleMania back. So but it's weird. Yeah. I don't know what ratings really mean anymore at a WrestleMania, because people are paying it. I guess a lot of people buying Peacock for $3. I don't know.
Well, it'll probably go back to like 1.5 or 1.4 million next week. So we get to bring the crowd down. We get a tag team match: Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Tegan Nox and Natty Neidhart. This went for a few minutes, and Shayna and Zoe won the match. I think Zoe hit her Z360 on Tegan to win the match. And then, that was a good buffer, because we finally get to the main event of the night. World Heavyweight title. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Drew finally gets his world title shot in front of a crowd. However, they did a whole lot of stuff here. I think this went in the ring, this went out of the ring, this went on the announcing table. I think Drew was bouncing Rollins' head off the announce table. He tried to do the inverted Alabama slam, but Rollins fought out of it. We get Drew hit his he did try a DDT, but I think Rollins got out of that, or Rollins tried a frog splash. A whole lot of near falls here, and it went through a couple of commercial breaks. And finally, at one point, Damian Priest didn't make his way down the ring. So Damian Priest was there. Finn Balor was not, because Priest was with Dominic again. And they were distracting the ref. And Damian Priest just took his briefcase and smashed Rollins in the face. And that basically stunned Rollins to allow Drew McIntyre to hit his Claymore kick. And then he went for the pin, but Rollins kicked out at 2, which stunned McIntyre. So then, with Rollins down on the mat and completely out of it, that looked like the perfect opportunity for Damian to grab his briefcase and give it to the ref so he could cash it in. But Drew McIntyre was having none of it. He just Claymore kicked Damian Priest and basically took him out of the match. Dominic tried to interfere, but Drew hit a suplex on the floor to Dominic and took him out. And so Drew wanted to go back into the ring and win the match. However, Seth Rollins had recovered by then, and he basically when McIntyre got back into the ring, Seth Rollins basically pedigreed him. He pedigreed him on the commentary table first, threw him back into the ring, hit the stomp, and pinned him and retained the title. And I thought that was, I guess when heels attack heels, I didn't know. I guess Drew didn't want Damian Priest. Sorry, all the D's are confusing me. Right. Drew didn't want Damian Priest to win the title, I guess. So he basically screwed up his own world title opportunity by attacking Damian Priest. So Seth Rollins is still your world champion. Like I said, I think he's gonna defend it against Punk. I don't think. I'm just saying. I'm just guessing again that Punk's not.
Yeah, I think so.
Roman. It's going to be.
I think it's got to be Roman Rock. You can't have Rock say he's the head of the table and then he's not. Doesn't go for. And then so if you have Roman and Rock, and then you have Punk, and they've been really building Punk versus Rollins. Where does that leave Cody?
It just. I think that's why. I mean, if you read online, it looks like that. Some people were speculating that Rock versus Roman could happen in Australia, and at Elimination Chamber. But yeah, I mean,
I don't think Rock would come back after years away to do a match in
Australia.
I think he's going to come back for WrestleMania.
Oh, then your idea of a 3-way would be. Remember, was it?
If not, you have a good. That's a good way to turn Cody heel. He's pissed that he's not fulfilling the dream, and then you could do Cody versus Punk or Rollins, whoever wins that fight. I don't know. There's things you could do, but I don't really like a 3-way because they've really been building. I think if you shoehorn Cody in there, it's not as good.
Was it? I'm not sure whether it was his documentary or that Colt Cabana podcast. Didn't Punk say that it didn't matter to him? It didn't matter to him if he was only in 5 minutes in WrestleMania. He just wanted to be in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, but now he probably still will because they do the 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll probably main event one night and Rock and Roman the other night, or Roman and Cody if the Rock is
Rollins versus Punk night 1 main event, night 2 Cody versus Roman.
Yeah, I think it'll be Rock versus Roman, but yeah. Either way, it'll be Rollins defending probably versus Punk on one night, and the Reigns defending on the other night.
So if Roman is leaving after Mania, and you got
you can't have him lose the belt to Rock.
No.
Like, for lots of reasons. Rock can't be like the guy going forward as a champ. That's not gonna happen. And you also can't have years of Reigns having the title to lose it to a guy who's there for one match. Like, that would be crazy. So,
but so who wins the
he
Royal
could lose
Rumble?
it to Cody. I think he'll eventually lose it to Cody, but I don't know if it's gonna happen at this. If this really is his last match, it'll be Cody. But if maybe he's not real, I know it's out there, but lots of things get out there. I mean, I read everyone was telling me that, WWE had no interest in CM Punk, and see how true that was. So we'll we'll see, like, if it really is his last time or not.
But yeah, I mean, it's so up in the air. But I don't know.
It does keep me interested, though, to actually see what it's better than foregone conclusion who's in the matches and who's winning.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I guess I forgot probably the most important part that you just mentioned. Like, Rock was in the ring and he basically tells San Diego, well, I'm going to go out to dinner. Should I sit in a booth? Should I sit at the bar? I like sitting at the bar. Yeah. Or should I sit? And a dramatic pause at the head of the table. And then he drops the mic and leaves, and the music hits.
Yeah.
So that was good. Good tease. So,
and if they don't announce them for whatever show, it also really, the Rumble is interesting itself, because it's like, does Punk win? Does Cody win? Is The Rock in it? Does The Rock come out and win? I don't know.
That's why, like I said, that's why I think Cody's winning 2 years in a row. Like, somehow they're gonna make these matches, and
I just can't see The Rock coming back after all these years and not being in the main event of WrestleMania.
No. Well, what about his movie schedule? Like, like, does he have something coming up in the spring?
I don't know, but I mean, if he's taking time out to do the match, I would think if he's going to do one last match, it's got to be at the granddad, the biggest stage of them all. But who knows? I don't know. But that's what I would see.
But will it be a title match? That's the big question.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, it would be big enough for them wrestling for who's the head of the table.
You mean if Reigns loses it before then? But if Reigns is champ, he's got to be defending the belt.
So I see things like him interfering and Orton winning at the Royal Rumble. So I don't know. It's a lot of possibilities here, which makes it interesting.
Yeah.
All right, it's another guy. Orton's back now. Is he going to be, maybe he'll be, I don't know. But there's a lot of, we'll find out, which is always good. Some years, like, it's a foregone conclusion, like we know who's wrestling. Or you don't know yet, and there's no one really, like, that you really care about going for, like, who cares if, this guy does. But there's a lot of possibilities here.
Well, gents,
it'll be really interesting what happens to Cody if he's not in it. I don't know what you do with him after that.
Okay. Well, gents, it's after midnight, so I've got to go to work tomorrow. So I got to.
Well, thank you for coming on. I know it's late.
Yep.
Night, Steven.
Good night, all.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
All right. If you guys want to video in, here it is. All right. What's on your mind, Luddite?
Some kind of fungus. And then I'm going to take a razor blade to it and get rid of it once for all, I swear.
What the hell? You're going to gig live on the show?
Yeah. That'd be something.
Yeah, we've had a live shower when you were gone. Taza took a live shower on the show, and he buzzed his head. He shaved his head on the show, but no one's gigged live on the show. That would probably get us kicked off YouTube, though. I bet.
Yeah. Little slice of the brain.
Yeah, you could eat your own brain, like in
As Iron
Hannibal.
Man says, we'll give you peace of mind.
Oh man, look here, we got Brucey. Ha!
Hello.
I'm going to run over these numbers. Don't forget, folks, we only have 5 left, so you can video in, talk to us, get a number, join the Headyverse, or send in a super chat or Venmo $5 or more. If you already have one, and if you would like to pay it forward, you can donate your number. So number, not your one you already have, but a new one. Number 2 is Nikhil. Number 3 is Dobbs, which was actually donated by Tazo. Very nice. My mom is number 4. Josh has number 5, who was donated by Jonathan Jackson. All the J's: Jonathan Jackson, Josh. 6 is Micah B. 7, Vic Schiavone. 10, Dave Deadmans. 11, Go 13. 12, Jobs. 13, Baylor Dre. 14, Brian Matthew Klutz. 15, Jonathan Jackson. 16, Lexar, who's been missing for a while. I haven't seen him on Facebook. I hope he's not hope he didn't get arrested or something.
I talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry. I talk to him all the time.
All right. So he's all right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. 17 is John Retty. Are you ready? 18, El Santos World. 19, Gusa. 20 is Steven Simmons, who won the last 2 in a row. That'd be crazy if he could win it 3 years in a row. 21, Dorian Doc Batal. 21, Steven Boots. 23, Bo Skill.
Hell yeah. He's my favorite.
25, Bruce, yourself. 27, Daniel Chad Whitehead. 28, Sean Green. 29, Tazo, the Greeks. And number 30 is Brucey Briscoe. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers left. So what's on your mind, Mr. Schiavone?
Well, only wrestling I watched this week was Raw. I didn't want to. So Steven took care of that.
What'd you think of? I mean, it's hard not
my
thinking
new
of
T-shirt here got for Christmas.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Nathan, you met Nathan. He got this for me.
Oh, very cool.
So but
Oh, crazy. So as a whole element table full of WWE.
wrestlers. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like
And their names go with the elements. That's sweet.
Yeah. Like SE is Sheamus. See, LE is Lacey Evans. What's up?
That's awesome. That's
They
like
can't
a
all be
2.
winners, but-
Yeah, that's like a 1%er WWE fan shirt. Like
So,
most of them are like, Anyway.
If you smell what Schiavone is cooking, what's on your mind, Bruce?
Not much. Like, yeah, I don't know. I got a TV VCR hooked up to like a big Sony TV, like Incher has, like one of the tube ones, and like WWE Vengeance 2000 is on right now. There's a Tom Green right guard extreme commercial on. So
This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show. This is my favorite show because it is my show, the Tom Green Show.
yeah, he had like the slut mobile.
Yeah.
Hey, watch the language here. We're
Oh, sorry.
company. I don't know if that's
Sorry.
even accurate, is it?
But it was the one where he like had airbrushed 2 women on his dad's hood of his car, doing things,
Doing naughty things.
naughty things.
Naughty. Hide your eyes, Luddite.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
He made his dad driving around. I remember that one.
So I'm going to show something quick here. It's not wrestling related, but it's Jackie
Uh-oh.
Jones related. It only take a couple minutes.
It's
So
like car related.
2019, I filmed my first feature film, End Zone 2. 2020, we filmed the companion piece, the Once and Future Smash. And then literally the next week, everything shut down, as everyone knows. So for 2 years, we sat on these two films. Wait, could we ever finish them? And then we did. And then we had an amazing festival run. We premiered at Fright Fest in London. We had our U.S. premiere at Screamfest in Hollywood at Mann's Chinese Theater, one of the most famous theaters in all the world. And then we played a bunch of festivals all over the world, South Africa, Italy, multiple ones in England, here in the States, in Georgia and Texas, New York. It was very cool. And then we were going to release the movie. Then it was the strike. And our film is, the second film is a SAG film. So again, we were delayed. And so now we're going to self-distribute the film. So we put up a Kickstarter to see if there was interest in physical releases, a 2-disc Blu-ray. In 36 hours, we met the goal of $10,000. So we are actually creating the 2-disc Blu-ray for both movies with tons of specials. And if you would like to get one, you can actually pre-order it off the Kickstarter. And you'll get a limited edition one with a slip cover that the ones after will not have. You can also get a retro VHS tape and all kinds of other perks. So I'm going to show the quick little video of us talking about the movie, and then we'll get back to the wrestling talk. It will only take a couple minutes here. There you go.
Hi, I'm Sophia Cassiola.
I'm Neil Jones.
I'm Michael J. Epstein.
We are thrilled to present the Kickstarter campaign for the Once and Future Smash and the almost lost 1970 film End Zone 2.
These films tell a story of two actors, Mikey Smash, played by Michael St. Michaels, and William Mouth, played by Bill Whedon,
who both portrayed the football slasher Smash Mouth in the up until now lost 1970 film End Zone 2.
Set against the vibrant backdrop of the Mad Monster Party convention, the Once and Future Smash tells the story of their rivalry to secure the role of Smash Mouth in the reboot.
And that was
sequel that starts 1 hour into End Zone 2, ignoring the last 30 minutes.
And End Zone 3.
And End Zone 3D.
That story is also interwoven with insights from horror legends on the film's impact and legacy.
What sets our Kickstarter apart is that our films are almost complete. They played nearly 20 festivals worldwide, winning accolades and critical praise.
Why the need for funding?
We started in 2019, targeting a release date in 2020 or early 2021.
Completing these films has been a challenging journey, marked by pandemic-related delays and industry strikes.
Rather than running a pre-production Kickstarter, we decided to self-fund and incur significant debt, all banking on distributor interest.
But the distribution scene has evolved, with streaming competition reducing upfront investment in independent films.
Despite enthusiasm from numerous distributors, none committed to covering our production costs or ensuring a quality physical release, which we feel is essential for these films.
This shift in the industry has led us to decide on self-distribution, allowing us to maintain the integrity and control of both the physical and digital releases.
Our immediate fundraising target is $10,000.
Crucial for producing a 2-disc Blu-ray set featuring both films with bonus content.
A VHS edition of End Zone 2.
And a novelization that includes the story from the lost portion of the film.
Beyond this, we're aiming to eventually raise an additional $60,000 in deferred costs and debt, and to support promotional activities through this campaign and later through film sales and rentals.
Supporting this campaign offers unique rewards, including
the physical releases,
a voice role opportunity,
and various producer credits in the Once and Future Smash.
This is your chance to be part of a project that's already a critical and audience success.
We now invite you to join us on this exciting venture to help us bring these distinctive films to a wider audience.
Thank you for your support and consideration.
Touchdown!
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 All right. So you can do that at withoutyourhead.com/touchdown. Or look it up.
So all the goodies are still available then.
Yeah. You can get it's going until the end of January. Yeah, if you get the Blu-ray off there, it'll be a special one that you won't be able to get afterwards. And also, I designed trading cards for everyone who's back in the project. It's been a fun time. All right, now let's get to these questions.
I got a Cricut cutter for Christmas.
To cut
So
up
if you need,
crickets?
yes,
Poor little crickets.
I cut off their legs with it.
What the
But-
hell? He's some
But
kind of
like,
lunatic.
I can make stickers now, vinyl stickers.
What? Wait a minute. I got a cricket cutter to cut crickets' legs off. So now I can make stickers. Is that what stickers are made out of? They're made
Yeah,
out
you
of
need like 10,000 cricket legs to make that wish. So I could
created
now.
a bunch of so there's a bunch
Whoa.
of crickets going around in wheelchairs because of this sticker.
Yes. Well,
Man,
wow,
put that on here. Goodness.
that's sweet. I'm excited though. Anyway, about your movies, I'm
Well, thank
excited.
you.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm in both of them. Produced them.
I want to get the
Wrote it.
VHS to watch on my
Yeah.
thing. That's sweet.
I believe it. I don't know if both of them. I know End Zone 2 will be on. So we came clean originally, just for a little backstory. Once a Future Smash is a mockumentary, sort of like this is Spinal Tap, about two older actors who both take credit for playing the 1970 slasher Smash Mouth in the 1970 slasher film End Zone 2. So we filmed that at Mad Monster Party. I got a lot of my horror friends from Without Your Head to play themselves in it, like John Dugan from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Mark Patton from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Melanie Kinnaman from Friday the 13th Part 5, Dan Yeager who played Leatherface in Texas 3D, Victor Miller, who wrote the original Friday the 13th, a lot of cool people. So they all play themselves talking about how influential this movie End Zone 2 was to their career. We also made End Zone 2, which at the time we billed as a restore. We found and restored this 1970 lost classic. And some of the original reviews actually reviewed it thinking it was an actual movie from 1970. We used fake names. We made an IMDb with saying it was made in 1970 with fake names, and people thought it was. That's where Backwoods Bob is from. So, but we came clean recently that we actually made that movie. It's its own movie that we made, and for the first time ever, the women of End Zone 2 are going to talk about it openly. They've not been able to talk that they were in this movie because we billed it as just this 1970 film. So, in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, so the 18th, we're going to have the women on from the movie to talk about the film for the first time. It'll be
Wow. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that they were like intertwined like that much. Like,
Right.
that's cool.
yeah,
That's neat.
So then when we played them, we actually played the documentary first, and then we played the actual movie. And it was a really wild experience this last couple of years, traveling around and watching the movie with folks.
Wow. That's crazy.
All right. So Bruce wants to know. You want to know, Bruce? Bruce, you right there, Bruce.
Do I?
You want to know, is In Your Head doing a brand split? Jack one show, an incher, and another.
Oh.
Where's that bitch incher? They say
Did-
OIB means 1-inch biceps. I think it's OIBH.
I didn't write that, did I?
I don't know. You got to read between the lines.
I didn't write that. That's not me.
This hat's a little too big, so either I have to push it down and my ears stick out like this, like an elf or something, or I've got to like put it over my ears. That looks weird too. I don't know.
Maybe wear it like a normal hat. Like with no ear stuff.
Up over my head like this. I don't know.
Yeah, a little tilt.
Oh.
Yeah.
It costs like $1. I expect it to be very high quality. Jonathan Jackson! Is someone making a huge return, effectively taking away the main event spot from the OIBH? That's right. Buck Winchester. If you smell what Buck Winchester is cooking, is taking the OIB spot. No, OIB will be back in a couple of weeks. He's just bitching out for the new year. So, by the way, I'm going to be posting we're going to do the headies a little bit differently this year. So I'm going to be posting the normal write-in ballot. Fill this all out, but do it very quickly in a week or so, because then I'm going to take the top like 3 or 5 vote getters, and I'm going to make an actual ballot where people can just pick them. So the write-ins, I'm going to take all the top of those and then make a ballot of just the top 3 where people can just click and vote. Because some people don't like writing all this stuff in. So your first ballot will be very important though, because to get your favorites on the actual ballot, it's like the primaries of the headies. You have to vote in the primaries of the headies. In many ways, the primary is more important than the actual headies. So you have to
you have to secure the nomination first.
Exactly.
And then
right.
You might have to like lobby like
people will bitch. Why do I only have these 2 fuckers as my choice in the headies? Because you didn't vote in the primaries of the headies. So now you just get choice of some fucking asshole or some old fucker who doesn't know what the hell is going on. So,
but Jack, which party can I sign up for? Like, how do I sign up for?
Party? Well, I guess there is in a way. I guess people they'll vote AEW.
The Jack or Incher party.
Anything you want. All right.
Okay.
All right. Where are we? Keith Myers. Who's Keith Myers? Is that a wrestler? Doesn't seem like Samoa Joe is doing much in AEW before going to Collision. I think Punk wanting Joe in Collision to be one of the first feuds helped him get on All In and eventually win the title. I agree. And once he was on TV, see, this is the thing. When you get your foot in the door, that's what I'm telling Daddy Magic out there. You get your foot in the door and you get your chance to shine, and he did. And he started getting a superstar reaction from the crowd. They actually did notice it and followed through, which is good on AEW's part. But I think that's a valid point. Nikhil Callahan. We got Nikhil. Even on a late night Wednesday. Thank you, Nikhil. Favorite memories of Sean Spears. That's right. Sean Spears has left AEW. I'm not a Sean Spears hater, but I'm also not a Sean Spears lover. I'm probably like the majority of the world. I'm like, okay, he's fine. So when he makes this big announcements, he's leaving AEW and he posts like a picture. I'm like, okay, like he's a guy that's he's a good wrestler. He's got a fine look. He's fine on talker. He's like, I wouldn't say he stinks. I wouldn't say so. People said, so you're saying he's like a 5? No, I'll say a 6. So he's like a real life above average. Remember Above Average? What was his name in the
Mike Sanders?
Yeah, Mike Sanders. I would say Sean Spears is a real life above average Mike Sanders. He's a 6, which is fine. So you can use him. He can have a spot on the card, but he's never going to be your main event guy or nothing. And people are like, oh, this means he's going back to WWE. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But like, and then I saw one guy said, wouldn't it be amazing if he was number 10, he's the perfect 10. He comes out number 10, the Rumble. And he's like, at least I can dream. And I was thinking, your dream is for Sean Spears to return to the Royal Rumble?
Someone wrote that?
Yeah, that's worse than Incher went to use the time machine to stop Lexar from jacking off. I sit around dreaming that Sean Spears
I think
will
you have to
return.
use the time machine a lot.
Yeah, yeah, he'd be a nonstop time machine.
You should just super glue all Alexar's fingers together. Then he can't jack off.
I saw
That'll be
that
sweet.
someone was selling these gloves that like they were like all these little spikes on them, and I was thinking like Lexar's mom's gonna make him wear them. No more touching that wee wee.
That's
But my favorite, Sean, I don't know. I don't really have a. He's fine. Okay. If I'm gonna really answer this, I actually did during the COVID era, which not many things good happened, but his little interactions. It was him and MJF were sitting in the crowd, and they kind of just were goofing around together. That was kind of fun. So that's my
that's
favorite.
all.
That's
Okay.
my favorite Sean Spears moment. Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Mm.
Favorite memories of Andrade and AEW? None. I don't think. I think he had a good match with Buddy Murphy, but I think this guy is one of the most overrated people I've ever seen.
He's just Ric Flair's son-in-law. That's like why he's famous. Like
He gets all this praise, and he didn't do jack all in WWE, and then left and bitched about WWE not using him. Then he went to AEW and did jack all. Then he bitches about them, and I just think he's just I don't know. He's fine. Fuck him. He did post a nice thing, so thanking everyone in AEW. So that's my favorite memory, that he wrote a nice thing when he left.
man, these are bad favorite memories, man.
Favorite memories of Kevin Dunn? I
When
mean,
you're gonna make fun of him.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably anyone's memories. Not
I've
even
been watch-
favorite or best. What other memories would we have?
I've been watching like Attitude Era with a lot of stuff with Kevin Dunn in it. Like
He's
so,
actually there.
hell yeah. No, I'm thinking of Kevin Kelly,
Right, yeah.
not Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn's a production guy, so like.
Oh, yeah.
Besides, if it wasn't
Well-
Cornette and Paul Bearer used to bitch about him too. None of us would even know who he was. I don't think.
Yeah, I know about him though. Yeah, he just seems like Jim Johnson type, but like bitchier and more of an asshole. Jim Johnson seems cool, but like
Al says Geraldine should come back. You guys fucking suck. What the hell?
Geraldine.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck Kevin Dunn. Let's see.
what if I told that person that I have a vagina,
Oh, he'd be all over you.
like that uncle, whatever, like that fish guy?
What? Uncle Cracker?
No, it's like I don't know. I'll think of it. It's like Noel Gallagher or something from. It's like not Noel Gallagher. I'm like mixing everything up. I don't know.
You gotta get the fruit guy.
I don't know.
Sammy Guevara thinks Santana Ortiz should have won the AEW tag titles. Do you agree? Yeah, I was a fan of them together. It's too bad that they don't like each other in real life. 5 years ago today, All Elite Wrestling was officially announced outside of the Tokyo Dome. Favorite and worst memories. I mean, anyone who watches the show know I've been a big fan, so I'm happy that there was another promotion around. For me as a fan, I've liked it, and it's also more healthy for the wrestling business where people have multiple places to work and make a living. And I also think WWE improving was a result of another promotion, and they get fire lit under them. It's better for everybody if there's more than one promotion. Favorite memories of MJF's AEW title reign? He had some great matches. Stuff with Punk was really good. That dog collar match with Punk was pretty awesome. Honestly, all his matches were always a great character, and I think he really stepped it up a notch as champion in the ring. Should it be The Rock and Reigns at Mania? I think so. I'd say yes. With The Rock coming out at Raw, I think if it's and even calling out Reigns, if it's anyone else, like the fans are gonna be immediately disappointed. Like, fuck this guy.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Like,
yeah, you can't
because like
do-
Roman Reigns is going to retire, and
you can't.
he's
do
gonna
Roman
get-
Reigns Rock at No Way Out.
who cares where it is? It's just it has to be at WrestleMania.
Sure.
They want to make more money than they've ever seen ever.
And my prediction is Reigns beats The Rock. And it's a lie that Roman Reigns is retiring, and he continues and actually doesn't lose the title till next year versus Cody Rhodes, and they prolong this story for another year.
What would that be, like 2,000 days by then? I'm joking.
My other prediction is Cody never gets the title match. And then Cody's son comes in and he's like, I am going to finish the story that my dad, my uncle, and my grandfather never could.
So is Goldust gonna be the actual father of his son?
The uncle. He's the uncle.
Yeah, so he has to.
Yeah.
And he was conceived in the Goldust outfit.
Yeah, we've got to wait another like 15 years or whatever.
I gotta sell that to Cody, man. It's gonna be good.
Pillman Jr. should call out Roman Reigns, Patrick Kyle says. I mean, I like Pillman Jr., but if people were just teased that we have The Rock versus Reigns and instead we get Pillman Jr. versus Reigns, I think we're going to get like, people be like, what? Before Deonna Purrazzo Impact TNA contract expired, well, we found out she's on the show tonight. WWE and Impact sources expect Trinity Fatu to return to WWE. That's fine. It's cool. Let's see here. Will we buy any of this merchandise? Probably not before we even see it, but let's go.
Trinity's like in Impact right now, I think. Like,
yeah.
Like the champion or something. For sure.
Will we buy any of these shirts? The new face of professional wrestling.
Whose face is on it?
Nothing. There's not even a face on it.
How much is it?
$25. TNA We Are Wrestling.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a nice looking logo.
It's not worth $25.
It is like an inch of my total screen though, so I can't really see it that close.
TNA crossed the line. No, I'm not going to buy any of this shit. Wrestling reinvented. How is it reinvented? It's like going back to a name from 20 years ago.
That's retro by now, Jack.
Yeah, but now it's like, yeah, it's actually true. We are fucking back. Damn.
Like in 1989, Woodstock would have been retro by then.
That's true.
That would have been 20 years old.
I bought this in Woodstock, actually.
Dude, don't eat the brown acid. Wow, that's crazy.
You're golden.
Yeah, I bought this in Woodstock. I had a good time. Amber and I went to Woodstock a couple times, but this is a koala. I have the case upstairs. It comes in a really nice case too.
Are there like hippies there now, or is it like farmer dudes?
Well, it's a weird place. So it's like partly like people that's been there forever, and then it's also like some people that are just like and then there's also like the touristy parts where it's people just trying to make money off. We're a fucking, we're a bunch of
it's like Area 51 type of sitch. Oh,
but it's a good time. We had fun.
That's cool.
We went there actually to so we went to Hunter Mountain to learn the ancient art of stone carving. So
That's cool.
there's you know the movie Basket Case. So
Mhm.
we had Kevin Van Hentenryck on the show, the star of Basket Case, and he went on for his real life. He became a mason, a stone mason.
That's
He
cool.
carved stone in Hunter Mountain. And
I wanted
every
to do that.
summer-
I want to do that.
And every summer he does a free seminar for 2 weeks he teaches you to learn to carve stone. And so we went out and we learned how to carve stone from Kevin Van Hentenryck. And it was very weird because no one in that town knows of him being in movies. They just know him as the town mason. And so you can either carve a stone on a small rock and bring it home, or they have big giant boulders in where the town hall is, and you can find a little
Yeah.
spot on one of the boulders and carve.
That's
And so
awesome.
I have a Frankenstein monster that I've never finished. I have to go back someday and finish Frankenstein's monster.
Heck yeah.
But it's a good
That's
time.
cool. I wanted to
So-
do like gravestones and monuments. Like
Oh, yeah, so he
I
does
want to
that
do
too.
that as a person, like as a
Yeah, he-
living. I
Yeah,
want
he
to do
does
that.
too.
That's so cool.
And so it was very close to Woodstock. So one night we took this little road. It was like a what do you call it? Like a service road, and it was on a cliff in the mountains, which was weird because it was like very, very narrow road. And so like the left is like a mountain, and the right is just a sheer cliff off the mountain. And we're like, and then all of a sudden we just popped out. We're in Woodstock. So it was pretty cool. But apparently a lot of people die up there. Kevin was telling. It was like, honestly, the week we were there, like 2 people fell off the cliff and died,
Yeah.
which is not good to tell us while we're up there. But
Then he starts driving in reverse down the mountain.
and then we went twice. The one year we went, we got this hotel, and the hotel on the write up was like, you're gonna stay with like the locals of the mountain, and it sounds like Quain or something. So we go there, and it's seriously like people. We go, and there's just this family just sitting there, and it's like people out of like Wrong Turn or like the Dueling Banjos, the Deliverance.
You could hear him breathing.
Yeah, it was like Deliverance people. And I was like, hey, hi. And they didn't say anything, just sat there looking at us like, and it was like old man, old woman, and like a million kids. And I don't think they even go to school. And I was like, what the fuck? And so we go into the hotel, and it has like these things like, oh, because it's like natural well water, the shower will smell like rotten eggs, and it will stain your skin yellow, but it's safe, but boil it before you drink it. And we were like, we're not staying here. So we found we found another hotel. It was a little more money, but
Yeah. Good call. They probably starved over the winter because you took away their
they might
oil money or something.
Yeah, we might have been their meal. They might have saved us.
Their lamp gas money.
According to a WWE source, the company is super high on Camille. I've only the little bit I've seen of her. Like she has a good, like she looks like something, but she's very lost, and like I've not seen any ability from her. So I don't think good for her if she did something, but I don't really see it in her. Tony Khan, AEW Women's Tag Titles, no more belts in AEW. I'm a big fan of AEW. Doesn't mean I love everything in it. One of the things is too many belts already. Do not add more. What did you do for New Year's Eve, and how was Christmas? I didn't do a lot, but I had fun. Christmas, I went out. I had fun with my family, and then I went out with Annabelle, so that was fun. New Year's, I really didn't do much. I made some ribs.
Nice.
Good way to start the new year.
Yeah.
Mm.
On this day in 2013, TNA Impact Wrestling TV aired Kurt Angle unmasked Knox, who turned out to be Mike Knox. Knox formerly wrestled for WWE from 2006 to 2010. What are your favorite memories of Knox?
Mike Knox is his name.
Yeah.
More like Mike Cox. Sorry, my bad.
Dave Deadman, those shirts look like hot garbage. They look like bootlegs. Yeah, they're not particularly good, I have to say. I'm sorry, Nikhil. I don't really have any memory. I don't have any memories of him. I remember he was in TNA, but I don't think I have a single, good memory of that.
Here's
That's
a
probably
Trevor Murdoch versus Mike Knox on NWA Power.
I think they're actually a team now. Because I'm friends with Murdoch on Facebook.
That's awesome.
On this day in 2000, WWE Raw is War. Triple H defeated The Big Show to win the WWF title. What are your favorite memories of The Big Show versus Triple H?
Is it the cast one where it was like the sledgehammer versus the cast?
I don't know.
And then he smashed the cast, and then he hammered his hand again and broke it.
Sweet.
It was
you
pretty.
have good memories of this one.
It was pretty brutal. That's when I started watching wrestling again, and I was like, "This is terrible! Like, what the hell? Like, it's all like brutalizing people and like
hell yeah,
mind games." I'm like, "This is what?"
British actor Tom Wilkinson, known for roles in The Full Monty and Batman Begins, died at age 75. Well, that's too bad. What are your favorite film? I mean, I don't want to be an ass, but I don't really know him by the name. But that's too bad. Does anyone have a favorite Tom Wilkinson film? I don't really know him. Probably an actor I'd know just if I see him. But I don't really know him by name.
I'm looking him up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which gangster number 3 he is.
The Full Monty's good. I actually like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but the first one's the weakest one for me.
Who the fuck?
Who did he play in Batman?
I think he was like Arthur or something. Like a young Arthur or something. I'm gonna look up Batman. He looks familiar, but he looks like Batman.
What year was Oh, there we go. He was the voice of Carmine Falcone. Oh, in the game? I don't know. He played Carmine Falcone, and then he was the voice in the game. I don't really know who Carmine Falcone is. Must be like a gangster. I'm sorry the man passed away, but I don't really know. My favorite movie he was in is all these are great. I'll say The Full Monty. The Full Monty.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. But it's too bad he passed away. Eric Bischoff's first promo in TNA, he asked SoCal Val to bring him the script for the show, ripped the script up and threw it into the crowd. Security went into the crowd during commercial and asked the fans to hand the ripped pages back, since Bischoff had ripped up a real script. Any memories of this? Not really, but it's kind of weird. It's like you're basically saying the show's scripted. I don't know. It's kind of funny. They just ripped up a real script, though. Doesn't sound like a very good angle, though, because you're like, this is a fake show, and now it's no longer. I don't know. It's weird. One of the Penguins peoples. Okay. Thank you, Benji Masu. Benji, by the way, if you want a Royal Rumble number, we still got 5 left. You can video in, or you can send a super chat for $5 or more. Or you can.
He was the guy. Oh, he was the guy who fed the penguin fish, probably. Like the guy who held the bucket.
Wait a minute. The Penguin's not in Batman.
He's in Batman Returns.
Batman Begins is the first Nolan one. So he's not even in. He's not even in the.
I
movie.
only know the first two movies. Then all the rest of them, I'm like, fuck those. That's me.
On this day in 1996, WCW Starrcade pay-per-view, Roddy Piper defeated Hollywood Hogan versus TKO with a sleeper. Of note, WCW never explicitly stated that Hogan's WCW World Heavyweight title was not on the line until after the match had ended.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Any memories? Was that the one that's in the cage? It was like people
What,
nicknamed the Cage in the Cage.
Roddy Piper one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one. So it was totally worthless. Yeah, I remember that.
Benji Mob. Yeah, I realized that in the new one, which I actually really like the new Batman, but this is Batman Begins, where Penguin's not in the movie. So.
I watched that Batman show where it's like in the past where Batman's a kid and the Penguin's like
Gotham?
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool, but
I really liked the first 2 seasons, but I stopped watching for whatever reason. I would like to go back and watch it.
the Catwoman character was a good character in that show.
I really liked the guy who played the Penguin too. I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think Tony Khan will ever get rid of Ring of Honor? No, I don't think so. But I think he should, to be honest. Vince, Johnny Ace, and Kevin Dunn are out. Johnny Ace is out too?
Johnny
Do you
Ace
think-
been out a long time.
Yeah, and then I was thinking they brought him back, but I guess they didn't. Do you think Bruce Pritchard is next? So I listened to Meltzer talk about this, and he said that Triple H was advised. Well, he said people always said once if McMahon was out, like all his cronies would be gone. But that people advised Triple H you can't just like immediately fire them all because it will look bad to the stockholders. They're like, oh, something's wrong here if they just fire the whole company. So they would be like disappear over time. And so I would think that's probably another one that would be out.
I'm sure Vince is about to kiss that home too anyways.
Bruce, unless he's kissing ass and get on this good terms with him or something.
He knows how to kiss ass really good.
He does, yeah.
So
have you ever been excited about seeing Picture in Picture? No, that was this big thing.
I did.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Picture in Picture.
It sucks to watch stuff in, but
Yeah.
back in the day, if you had a TV or your computer could do it, you were pimp. Like in 94,
Oh, okay.
93, it's like if your
But
TV
now-
had that.
Now that everyone has it, like when I'm watching the wrestling on DVR or whatever, I fast forward over the Picture in Picture. Like,
Dude, I have a football game on the bottom corner of my phone right now, and I have an earbud in my other ear, man.
Man,
And then there's 4 pictures of all you guys.
Wow.
I'm playing some cribbage.
That'd be awesome.
Does anyone even know what cribbage is besides
Yep.
me?
Do you play on the same side as me?
I do play online cribbage. I have to admit, I'm a
Is it
cribbage-
called Cribbage JD?
It's the one on Facebook. It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
I'm on there.
Okay, all right. I'll have to try to find you. It's good. I like old games. I'm a cribbage fan, chess.
Backgammon. I want to play that.
Backgammon. I like backgammon. Let's see. My grandfather used to play cribbage all the time. I probably have them somewhere, maybe. I don't know. He used to have He used to have several cribbage boards.
My friends used to play cribbage, like back in the day. And
Yeah, they say Andre the Giant and those guys used to play a lot in WWE.
yeah, he'd like have like they describe the thing.
Yeah, that's what my grandfather had, like a wooden cribbage board and had the little pegs that he'd slide in the bottom and stuff.
Holy.
It's an old game.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like a British game. Goes
I'm an
back
old man.
way back.
I like the old school.
Amazon's been spying on me, and those like the crib site.
Right?
So they recommended the whole store just dedicated.
I don't know who they're spying on the ads I get. I get like shirts that says I like to suck dick with my butthole and stuff. I'm like, why the hell are they sending me this?
What do you say? Like, true, what's your point?
Trying to, yeah. I was just saying they're trying to shame me.
Yeah.
But I guess not if they want me to wear it on a shirt, walk around town with that on. Where would you even wear a shirt like that?
I'm sure there are.
I mean, a strip club is the only appropriate place. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if would you wear that like, hey strippers, look at this.
I know.
I think you're in the wrong place, buddy. What are your favorite memories of your favorite deli meat?
I saw some mortadella today. It was pretty good looking.
Well, when I used to every year, we used to drive. So my family's originally from Pennsylvania, and then my uncle, aunt, and cousin used to live in North Carolina or South Carolina. I'm not sure, but anyway, every summer, me, my brother, my mom, and my other uncle, we would drive down to Pennsylvania, and we would visit my great grandparents, and then we would drive down to the Carolinas and visit my aunt, uncle. And we'd stop and buy fireworks at south of the border. So anyway, when we used to go to Pennsylvania, it was near where the Mennonites lived because my great-grandparents had a butcher shop, and they would actually barter with the Mennonites, which are sort of like the Amish. They're a little more, not advanced necessarily, but more open to open to doing stuff with people outside of
the progressive moment.
They're actually more progressive. They're for gay rights and stuff. So so like my grandparents would trade like meats and stuff for, I don't know, produce or whatever. But anyway, the point is Lebanon. I always remember whenever we go down there, I get Longhorn cheese and Lebanon bologna. And I remember someone on Facebook saying, "Oh, Lebanon bologna, that's how they make it in the Middle East." No, it's not. It's not Lebanon in the Middle East. It's Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And Lebanon bologna is almost like a great big Slim Jim sliced up into deli meat. It's not really bologna. It's called Lebanon bologna, but it's kind of a red. It's red. It's got a little bit of. It's a little sour. It's very good. So, and you can't get it very many places. So anyway, if you ever get a chance to see Lebanon bologna, you can get sweet or regular, and I would recommend Lebanon bologna. So my favorite memory is as a kid driving down to Pennsylvania and getting some Lebanon bologna with my great grandparents. Which I at the time I just thought everyone had great grandparents, but looking back, I was pretty lucky that my great grandparents all lived into their 90s. Both the two of them on my grandmother's side lived. They were both alive. My great grandmother and great grandfather, and then on my grandfather's side, it was just the great grandfather. But so it was 3 great grandparents that we would go visit. Let's see here. How big is his cock, and are you intrigued?
Whose cock?
His.
Mm,
Pretty big.
narrow it
Not really
down.
intrigued. I'm not a size queen here. It's high. It's not the size of the boat. It's the motion in the ocean.
Man.
Who do you Stephen Boots wants to know, who do you think is Samoa Joe's first title defense against? That's a good question, actually. I mean, it looks like it could be Wardlow, which is a little weird unless they make, because it's like heel on heel. I think you want to face versus Joe. And Swerve, they've kept heels, which I think is a mistake. Jay White, it seems like he's going face, but I think it's a mistake to put Jay White in another feud he's going to lose. I guess it's possible if Hangman beats Swerve, which I think would be not smart. You could do Hangman versus Samoa Joe.
More people would root for Joe than would root for Hangman, though.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand going with Swerve as the heel versus Hangman. I think it's a huge mistake because the crowd really wants to get behind Swerve. I think that's like that's a guy I think you should build as your top babyface right now while MJF's out. Who were were there any baby faces that won big matches at the last pay-per-view? Adam Copeland, I think he's still, with Christian. I don't know. That is a good question. Let me go look up quick. Who's on the AEW roster? I mean, Danny Garcia, I like him, but I don't think that's a marquee matchup. Let's see. Adam Page, let me see. Going through the people. There's some good people, but no one I see really in the main event spot. I mean, you got Brody King. That's a possibility. Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, that's what I was
Moxley.
thinking.
Moxley.
That's what I was thinking because he's about to go out too. So they need one big good feud would be really awesome.
Yeah, Joe and Bryan Danielson would be great stuff.
And just a long feud to make it for real. That'd be sweet.
That'd be good. Joe and Moxley's good.
Or they all get involved.
Yeah.
They're like Blackpool Combat Club, aren't they? Is that still a thing?
Yeah. So I think, I think Bryan Danielson or Moxley.
That'd be sweet.
That would be good. Yeah.
And is the Claudio still with them too?
Yeah. So all three of those are good against him.
I haven't watched it. I don't have any streaming packages, so I'm word of mouth kind of. Right now, it blows.
A little out of the box one, in my opinion, which I think would be a good feud, is Mark Briscoe versus Joe.
At some point, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Rusev. I mean, Miro eventually would be a good one too. That could be really good matches, Miro and Joe. So yeah, there's a few people there. Powerhouse Hobbs, but a lot of these are heels. The Powerhouse Hobbs. Where are we? Do you think we will see TNA Impact Wrestling programs on the network? My gut says no, but under new, Triple H might be fine with doing this stuff. So I don't know. It'd be weird, but I don't know.
The Impact Zone on the cock.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they could go into UFC and do an actual cage fight, but then do swan dives off the fucking cage. Whatever.
Last shot, by the way, for a number. We got 5 left. I mean, this week's not the last week, but the last shot for tonight. So if you want a video and get a number, join the Headyverse or Super Chat or Venmo $5. Help pay for the website and the cost to run the stream, and you get yourself a number. If you already have one and you want to pay it forward, you could get one for someone else. Where are we? Brian Matthew Cluttar. Why didn't you do that to Ronnie Garvin? Hot damn.
Why'd you burn his face?
Man, but this one is why didn't you do it?
I know, but remember Carol? Why'd you burn his face?
Well, why'd you do that to Ronnie Garvin? I just want to thank you for everything you've ever done in the wrestling business. How about this? I would do anything for Ronnie Garvin, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that. I would do anything for Ronnie Garvin. That was actually
on the line there.
that was Ronnie Garvin's a long one, but that was actually our theme song for my my senior prom was I would do anything for love.
Yeah, you really want to tell the kids
Wow.
to do anything for love. It's a good idea. I
Mike,
don't know why they all got pregnant. Not sure.
I won't do that.
That's hilarious.
Favorite Mikey B, Micah Bessala, Mikey B, Mikey B, yeah. Oh, Mikey B, yeah. Favorite pre-WWE Steve Austin moment. Also, okay, I'm actually. People will try to argue that Steve Austin was a jobber, which was not true. He's not a jobber.
Steve was awesome.
Yeah, he was always pushed well. The very final days in WCW not pushed well when you have Duggan come in and squash him. He still wasn't a jobber. But I was always a big fan. Probably if I'm going to pick one thing, I mean, I really love the Dangerous Alliance. I think that was a great faction. One of my favorite factions, honestly. People talk about like the before Hogan comes into WCW's like kind of like a crap period, but I completely disagree. There was some great stuff in the early 90s WCW.
Remember the night they put the Dangerous Alliance together?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great.
And Rick Rude was in it too. He was like he was the champ then.
I was a big fan of that everyone in that group. You had Bobby Eaton, there's Bisco.
I thought when Hogan came in, it made it lame. I watched it then, and I was like, "This sucks."
Originally, until NWO.
Yeah, the yellow and red. It sucks.
All the guys I love, like I was a huge Vader fan, and then Vader's like wrestling, and Hogan like just hulks up after the power bomb. Like fuck this, what the hell?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
You had some great stuff. You had Vader and Sting were amazing. All their matches.
Oh yeah.
Foley and
he made Sting look like a big dude too. Like
hit Regal
for sure.
I mean, Sting had the best match of his career. His stuff was there, obviously, but I love the Sting and Vader matches and the Vader Foley matches.
What about when the Hollywood Blondes argued back and forth with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson?
Yeah, all that stuff was great. Like you had some, kind of like some of the underneath stuff. Maybe not the best, but every era of wrestling has some bad stuff too.
The Freebirds would float around every once in a while, like
the Freebird, and then it was kind of fun. You just see some weird ass teams come in. They'd like make one appearance and you never see them again. But I kind of like that kind of stuff. But like there was a whole group of guys that were great. Dustin Rhodes was great at that time. Regal.
Basically, the people that made the Attitude Era were in WCW.
Yeah,
first.
exactly right. Also, please share your thoughts on dark russet potato chips. I don't know what that is, honestly.
It's a new brand of potato chips.
I guess.
Yeah, the burnt ones.
Fancy potato.
Those ones suck. I hate the burnt ones.
I like to. So I go to Chinatown basically every weekend, and I like to go to the Chinese supermarket, and they always have some weird ass Kit. They must love Kit Kats in Asia. Always have weird Kit Kats and have tons of weird Lay's potato chips. I actually bought some of the Kit Kats. Was one of the things I gave my mom for Christmas, among a bunch of other things. But I bought her caramel pudding Kit Kats. I saw in Chinatown. They're pretty awesome, I have to say. It was actually caramel pudding flavored chocolate. It's pretty. They're very little. The Chinatown Kit Kats are like this big because I guess Chinese folks are very little people. But anyway, they always have some whacked out Lays. And the last time I was there, they had braised duck feet braised duck feet flavored Lay's potato chips.
That's really crazy. I'd buy it just for the bag.
Yeah, I wanted to. We tried. There's a video of Annabelle and I trying beef Wellington potato chips, and we opened the bag and they did not smell good. And Annabelle's like, I hate to say this, but they smell like a used tampon. I was like,
Oh my god.
I don't think I want to eat these. They were not.
Yeah, it just describes that smell on the back.
And
That's the text.
and then
Iron, very iron rich.
Exactly. They did. That's what she was going. And then there was this little. I didn't eat there. So when you go to Chinatown, there's the more Americanized Asian places, kind of like what people would in town. You have like a Chinese restaurant, and then there's a few fusion ones which are really cool. One of my favorite places is the Double Chin, which is a very funny name. It's kind of a play on the Double Chin, but it's also owned by the Chin twins, these two young Asian girls. So it's very funny.
Wow.
And so it's American Asian fusion. So they have like fish and chips, but it's made with like some kind of tuna. Everything's very fun. The place. And then there's some very Asian, like straight. And so they'll have like brains and bullfrogs and some whacked out stuff on them, which I don't know. Maybe it's delicious.
That's cool.
But this one place I took pictures of it, and they had the feet. They had lots of feet, and then they had I forget what they call.
I have
them.
some pig's feet in my kitchen right now. I'll go and get them.
You know, if you get a chicken wing, like if you get a whole chicken wing, and sometimes they cut the little tip of the flat part off, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
You can buy just all that. You can buy just a quarter of just that little tip. And I was like,
Yeah.
what would you get? Like a little bite of like skin?
No, you eat the whole thing because, like in Asia, a lot of people don't eat a lot of cheese, or they didn't used to, so they eat bones a lot.
Well, they don't
like fish
eat
bones.
because I've been to the places and I've ordered the 3 Essence chicken, which is 3 Essence chicken is the meat, skin, and bone, and what you do is you eat it, but you spit the bones out on your plate.
Oh.
And so I'm not a fan of this because I don't really want a little chicken bone, like because that'll get caught in your throat. And you see everyone doing it, and maybe if you grew up doing this, it's fine. But I don't really. It's not pleasant. Everyone's just sitting around spitting, and
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
another thing that they had on the menu was duck heads, and I took a picture of it because they had a picture of it, and it was literally like just these heads, like deep fried heads.
Oh God!
And I was like, "What would you even get off of them? Would you just?" I don't
Well, you suck the juice out. Sorry.
Duck heads. I don't know. And they weren't
Guy
cheap.
comes
It was
out,
like
he's like,
$16
give you
for
a duck
6
head.
duck heads. I'm like, well, I don't think this sounds that great.
More for the flavor than probably the substance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, just suck on some heads. But anyway, I enjoyed Chinatown. I don't.
Yeah.
I
After you
haven't- I've
suck
never had duck
out
heads.
all the stuff, if you blow in it, it'll quack. It's just how the skull is shaped. That's why it makes that sound.
I'm a big fan of hot pot. If you never had hot pot, so you they have a big bowl of you can get all different broths, spicy, whatever, and it's boiling in the center of your table. And then they bring out, you can get, all the different they bring out all the they bring out everything raw, so you get all these vegetables and all the meat's raw, and then you cook it yourself at your table. And then they cut the meat really thin, so it only takes a few seconds. It's actually fun. But this one we went to, if you get the prawns, they actually come out still alive, which
Whoa.
isn't necessarily like real fun. Like
Yeah.
put the heads on, and then you gotta rip. You just throw them in alive, and then rip. the
That's
heads off.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's more for effect. Like I grew up in Mississippi, where it's like a Bubba Gump, boiled shrimp, fried shrimp.
Yeah.
Like, and when you buy shrimp there, you do not buy them live. Even the freshest shrimp, they will sell you them dead. So I I'm saying whatever. It's
Yeah,
that's sweet,
These are
but
big fucking things too. So.
it's like people who are squeamish about boiling their own lobster because
Yeah,
it's
I
alive.
grew up on Cape Cod, so like I'm used
Yeah.
to it, but I get
Yeah,
it.
but other people, that'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
basically like boiling your own baby lobster, like a whole family of them. So bring like a vegetarian there, vegan there, and do it. Like,
So
just freak
and
them out.
Wayne mentioned that one. This was in the 90s, probably. So my brother went to Chinatown. It was a little different then. It was before it's cleaned up. It's what back then was referred to actually as the combat zone. You'll see actually the Eliminators used to say they were from the combat zone. But anyway,
Oh.
and they brought him out a lobster. And so the lobster came out. The lobster body was still alive and moving, and then they like just had the tail like cooked. So like, but like it was all connected. So like they. So like
no!
The lobsters there like moving, and
that's fucked.
Chef's just like, haha.
Are
like,
their veins still like connected? Is it nervous system?
Sure. Yeah. But it's like the poor lobster's like alive while you sit there and eat it. While you eat its tail, like it,
dude.
Like
it would be alive.
Yeah,
lobsters.
Moving.
Yeah, lobsters can live for a long time like that.
Do you want something watching you as you eat it? Like
it'd be like someone tearing your head off and them eating your body while your head is still, your brain is still alive.
Right, or like they're eating your legs when you're just
cut off below the lungs so you can still breathe.
And then they just put you on the plate. They put you on a plate, and you and they're
in a nice way.
And you're just sitting there watching them as they eat.
Sit you on a big piece of lettuce.
Yeah,
with like a radish beside you.
And they're just looking at you. Oh, no, very good. That's a good.
There's like an apple in your fucking mouth. Yeah,
that's a good horror movie, like Aliens. Come and they cook our legs and stick us on a table and make us.
There's a sauce in your mouth that they dip stuff in.
You're like, oh. So anyway, but I don't. But overall, I get good food in Chinatown. I don't make it seem like it's.
Oh, that's
crazy.
sweet.
I have a good time. Chinatown.
That's awesome.
Chinatown in London was very similar to Chinatown in Boston, which is kind of weird. I also noticed the last time I was in Chinatown, there was a lot of so where how Chinatown is like the bottom are the stores, and then like they have like the high rise of all the it's like apartment buildings, and then the bottom is like the stores, the restaurants, bakeries, and stuff. And so it's where they live up here. Then so anyway, so I was walking, and I never noticed this before. I think it was new, and I noticed I saw 3. I took pictures of signs and just people's apartment windows that said like massage and a number to call. I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting a massage if I'm calling just someone's apartment number.
Do not have cash on you because they will rob you. There's a dude right behind the door. So when you walk out, they'll grab you and be like, hey. But in Chinese.
Right. Yeah. Hannibal, he feed. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. That's come up twice on the show.
The story doesn't really have a happy ending.
But
they might give you that, but then, you'll get really sad.
So I don't want to scare anyone away, though. Chinatown's a good place. A lot of good food. People are friendly.
Yeah, it's someone's own fault for trying to get a hand job.
Exactly.
Sorry, I had to say it. Hand job. Sorry.
Like here's let me show you. Here's like the Chinese barbecue place. So you walk by and you got all these ducks right in the window. Head on and all.
Oh.
Then you got all these meats in the window drying. And then underneath here, what you can't really see, I've had pictures where you can see they have all like the innards, and I think like they have them underneath because like all the drippings drip down and flavor your innards.
Wow.
There's the hot pot buffet. So, if anyone out there has seen the Layovers, the new Paul Giamatti movie, last winter, I was walking right here, and I looked over and I was like, I think this guy standing over here looks like Paul Giamatti. And then I noticed there's a whole camera crew behind him. I was like, oh shit! I just walked into the movie set.
Wow.
And then I went to see the Layovers, and then I saw the scene. And here they were walking right by the hot pot buffet, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
I was there, but I was hoping I would show up, but you don't see me in the movie. But it was still pretty cool.
Mm.
All right. So
That would be cool if you're in the background of a movie, like randomly.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're ever in town, I'll show you around Chinatown. It's a good place. Here was last time I was there. I should have bought these. These sounded good. But I try not to eat a lot of sweets, but these did sound good. This was the new Kit Kats I saw. Milk tea Kit Kats.
Let's have a tea party.
Yeah. They just why don't we get all these Kit Kats here?
'Cause nobody would buy them.
I'd buy that.
Communist conspiracy.
I bought the green tea ones once. They're really good. Well, anyway, Chinatown, buddy. Check it out. I don't know how did we get on to Chinatown, but so I think that was some good wrestling talk. No, I think we did talk a lot of wrestling, honestly.
Yes.
What happened to that Chinese wrestler that was going to be the entrant of the WWE in China?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like nothing ever, but it seems like now they're actually talking about going into Japan. So we'll see.
Wrestling will never work in Japan.
About doing like an NXT, but I want to say I don't really get it because like historically, like the Asian wrestlers are never treated well in WWE. But I mean, we're under new management, and I like the stuff they're doing with the King of Strong style there. I like him having the just cutting promos in Japan in Japanese. So I don't know. This came up the other day. So when I was in the hospital a few years ago for quite a while, my my nurses signed a urinal and gave to me. We'll miss you, Neil. They all signed my urinal.
When I go, they just say, get the fuck out.
They just remember seeing your cock in there, and they're like, that's what we remember him by, his cock.
Yeah, and they put a smiley face with lips on the the part you put. I don't know if that was like if they were hitting at something or what, but maybe I should have went back just to go visit.
I wonder if Vince McMahon's favorite Asian wrestler is still Quang.
The Ninja Quang. I actually have my brother's girlfriend at the time was working at IHOP, and this was the 90s, and they used to come every year to the Cape Cod Melody tent. And so I don't know where it is, but so a group of wrestlers came in, and she got them to sign an IHOP menu because she didn't have anything else to sign, and then she gave it to me. And so I don't know where I have it, but it's signed by Typhoon, Atom Bomb, and Quang the Ninja.
That's awesome. Typhoon.
Yeah.
Atom Bomb's awesome too.
Yeah.
They were hanging out together?
Yeah, they eat at IHOP. Yeah.
They must have one to each side of the booth. Like that had to be the case.
That's gotta be a big order.
And then the other person on another booth or across.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like IHOP used to be, and it kind of still is, like the Waffle House of the North.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you get the ghetto crazy stuff going on at IHOP too. Like Like
Yeah,
crackheads,
that
like banging
particular-
on the window.
Not
like,
that one. That particular IHOP is pretty nice. It's still there. It's one of the few original IHOPs, so it has this really high roof. Like it looks like a
Oh.
house. The old IHOP
Yeah.
had these really tall roofs, almost like they almost look like a hotel from Monopoly, but they're blue at the top. They're really high for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess so. They look
I've
like
seen
a
'em.
house. And so this was it's actually a pretty nice area. And so
I always
wasn't
felt like
that
I was on a ship when I was in an IHOP because, like, it was like the main aisle in the middle, and you're on like the windows everywhere. Felt like a ship to me.
this was one of the last times with two I was in Boston. And they were asking me to join the Communist Party. I guess it must have been before winter because they were not wearing jackets, but it was very weird. I was like, what is happening? And they're just like, sir, would you like to join the Communist Party? I was like, no. And I was like, I'll take a flyer though. And they're like, okay, that'd be $5. And I was like, what the hell?
You sing the song you learned from Nikolai Volkov.
I didn't think communists sold their pamphlets. Doesn't that count?
Yeah, that is weird because money isn't one of their like main
Yeah.
good things.
They're very capitalistic communists.
I know for sure.
They were nice. I'll give them that. They're nice. So.
That's how they get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, the devil will have a smile.
They're a lot nicer than the black Israelites that are there sometimes. I don't want to get
Really? You
kicked off
didn't
the
fit
show.
with the Black Israelites deal?
I run into them many times actually in Boston. The first time, I usually have headphones on, and I just kind of heard something. I'm like, what did they say? And I took off my earphones, and the guy's talking about white devils, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, hi, how's it going?
And this is true. I was actually wearing a Legend shirt, and it had a big devil on the middle. And
Oh my god. They were probably making jokes about it. Like, oh, look, white devil.
And then,
That reminds me of like Ace Ventura, where they're like white devil, and then they're like, I believe they're calling me white devil again.
You're like, hi, my name's Neil.
so one other time I was there, and where they are, it's like I said, Chinatown. So it's in between Chinatown and the theater, what they call the theater district. And so they were there. Sometimes I'll stop and listen to them because like they're just say some really crazy shit. And they were talking about black and brown brothers. Don't let your daughters date the Asians because the Asian man they'll tempt your sons with their Asian daughters, and then they'll make them worship Buddha. And I was like, what the hell?
That is smart.
They'll make them, like, of all things, like, is that I don't know, is that the biggest thing to worry about? They'll make them worship.
I don't think he just set himself up to be worshipped.
Then the one time it was I have pictures of it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but they were over in the park, and they had these giant like cutouts, and it was a white woman like on all fours with a chain around her neck, and a black guy like walking her, and also one of a white man. And I was like, and it said the future. And they were like, I was like, what the hell?
Hell yeah.
Like,
Were you like, can I have those when you're done with that? Like, like straight up.
if this was reversed, I'm pretty sure they'd get kicked out of here. But
That's sweet. That's awesome. My friend was like, I don't eat pork because he just didn't eat pork. He didn't like pork, and I'd be like, oh, so are you like black Muslim? And like I'd say that to him all the time just to fuck with him. He was like a really like straight laced person, and I'd just say it to like fuck with him.
I told this before to like my mom's friend, and she's like, "Why the hell do you talk? Why do you go there? Aren't they gonna like kill you or something?" Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know, but I mean, they're just there.
You should wear some kind of hood to cover up your face so they won't know you're white. Some kind of Maybe a mask that looks like makes you look like you're black somehow.
Wear your Nation of Domination t-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be better
I
than my ideas.
I know I have pictures, but I might not have posted them on Facebook.
They probably wouldn't allow them anyway.
Probably not. Yeah, I think
Pictures of the cutouts.
Yeah, I sent them to
Oh.
somebody. I might have sent a. Let me check my messengers. I probably sent them to Tazo or something. Because I knew we triggered Tazo. Sorry, I'm just trying to find them here.
I sent him a Scientology link today. Just like,
Is he into it?
It's Tazo.
no, I don't know. It's just because it's interesting. It's anti-Scientology. It isn't pro-Scientology.
Oh.
I was kind of pissed when Hollywood, you'd walk around and they would try to get you to join the Scientologists, or they would at least try to get you to go like to the church, and you get like they try to get you to go watch like something.
Yeah.
Like watch a movie and anyway, so they're literally asking everybody, but they never asked me. And at first
Dude.
I'm like happy. And after I'm like, well, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Did someone tell you why?
No one's ever told me.
Okay, so I'm telling you, that's the kind of video I sent to Tazo today. It's like Scientologists believe that, like, they judge people, and if they consider them undesirable, or if they think they probably don't have enough money, they call them like something, and they don't try to recruit them. Like, it's a Scientology tenant. You have to hit a bar to qualify.
Damn, so I'm not cool enough.
Don't worry, you lucked out. I'm telling you.
At one
Good job, you passed.
At one point, when Scientology was still powerful, they won a lawsuit against an anti-cult hotline, and the anti-cult hotline didn't have the money to pay. So for a while, the anti-cult hotline was getting run by the Scientologists.
That is great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go through like hotlines online, and like I'll put them on speed dial on my phone, so I'll have like a whole bunch of weird hotlines that I could dial, like as a saved contact, like Santa's wish list hotline and stuff like that.
I like it.
But
Like a message from the Church of Satan. I have that speed dial.
You ever call it?
I've called it. Yeah. Yeah. It's just probably some dude, I think, who's licensed as bought his license or whatever.
This is Anton LeMay, and I'm dead right now, so please leave a message on the feed. And I will get back to you from the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I found it. One of them. This one's not quite as good, but because later they had a bigger like cutout one, but you can sort of see it here. See, it says the white man's destiny, and it's got a guy and a woman.
And it's some old dude holding it. That is great.
I didn't notice till I got the picture home, but it's actually Charlton Heston from Planet of the Apes.
Dude, he deserves it. That motherfucker deserves it. You know, that guy.
Not really a fan either.
I like Charlton Heston. Made some good movies. Playing Apes is good.
I like his movies. He just should have like.
From my cold dead hands.
He loved Ronald Reagan, I think, like a lot.
A lot of people do.
Till the sun came up.
All right. Well, is that intro in the top corner? Did he grow his beard back? Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I Luddite.
Yep, nope. Not internal.
We'll be back next week. I might start doing some just shows. All right, so if I just pop on in the middle of the night, would anyone come and listen and hang out?
If I saw it, I would.
All right.
Yeah.
maybe we'll
Yeah,
do
if I
that.
saw it, I would.
All right, we might do that once in a while. It'll be fun. I got the stream. We can go live anytime. So times when I'm free and I feel like coming out here talking to the Headyverse, maybe we'll do that. It'll be
Yes.
fun. All right. So thank you to the Headyverse. Let me go grab these folks and give them a shout out. Because I do appreciate if you join the Headyverse, our group here. It helps cover the cost of the website, which the website itself not necessarily a lot, but it is a lot to do the live streams. Let me grab it. I should have had. I usually have it ready, but I didn't have it ready. Here we go. So let me grab. All right. Here we go. So let's see here. Headyverse members, Chad Whitehead, Anastasio Theodosiadius, Jojo Brown, Craig Jolly, Stephen Butler, Hall of Famer Stephen Simmons, day one Stephen Simmons. He was the first member. Mikey B. Vic Schiavone, Dadpool on the YouTube, The Geek Getaway, Tech Dingoes, and our producers, Brian Matthew Clutter and El Santos World. Good folks. Thank you guys. And thank you all for joining and watching and chatting all throughout the years. It's always fun. And we're starting. This is actually the first show of the 20th year of In Your Head. That is nuts.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So some people wanted to argue with me, and they're like, it's the 19th year because 2024 minus 2005 is 19. By your logic, then 2006 minus 2005 is 1. So our second year would have been our first year. That's not exactly how these things work. This is the 20th year of the show. That is why the 1900s was the 20th century.
I'll explain it. Like, okay, when you're counting one, you have to fold your finger, and then the action of folding the finger, that is below 1. When the finger pops up all the way, that is 1.
So 2005
and before 1 to 1 counts as a number.
6 was the second year, and so on. So you go up to 2. So the 20th year would be, if you minus it's 19. It's like I'm saying, the 1900s were the 20th century, not the 19th century, because then you'd be missing the whole year 1 to 999. So anyway, the point is, this is the 20th year of In Your Head, which is really crazy to think about. I'm going to try to bring some of our favorite guests back on the show. Unfortunately, many of them have passed away. People that really associate with In Your Head, I think New Jack, Terry Funk, Paul Bearer, and lots of other Harley Race, a lot of cool folks. But I've heard back from a couple people I asked. I haven't asked a lot of people, but I know George South is going to come back, which was really amazing, and Big Mama. And we'll try to get some more folks here on the show, maybe some new people on the show. We didn't get a lot of guests last couple of years, but I'd like to get some more guests on here. I like talking to folks. It's a good time. But if not, I like just talking to the Headyverse too, so it's a good time. I like to put together a video to commemorate all the guests that have passed away. And, of course, Jimmy Jam, one of our longtime Headyverse members who sadly passed away a few years ago. So a lot has happened in these 20 years of Inch. But me and the Inchman are still here, even though he's not here tonight. But I'm sure he'll be around. This will be the fate of Dave Meltzer. Should get a megaphone and set up a booth. Do something similar for In Your Head. That'd be cool. Just start yelling at folks they're walking away. All right. Let me grab the outro song. And we'll be back next week. This is Jackie Jones. That's the Luddite. That's the Bruce. And that is Mr. Schiavone. Until next week.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
From Grenoble, France. Oh, look at those. Oh, 2023 is dead. That reminds me, yesterday I was at Starbucks and they had a not a case, they had like a shopping cart full of 2023 Christmas blend whole bean coffee. I was like, oh, sweet. This is probably half price. So I was like, hey, is this half price? She said it was, but the sale is over. I was like, it's back to full price. She said, yeah. I was like, why? I didn't yell this, but in my mind, I was like, why would you put the 2023 Christmas coffee back up to full price on January 3rd? We're second that day. That makes no sense. So I threw it down. I was like, fuck that. I ain't paying full price for that shit. And I left. I didn't throw it down, but I didn't pay. I was like, well, I didn't steal it. I was like, fuck it. All right.
Nice.
You got to
I like
stay
that.
after the credits to get this gold.
Yeah. Now I have two monocles.
I did forget to put these up. I actually have New Year's tinsel that's got little stars on them. Oh, well. We'll put them up next week. What the hell? I put my Hot Rod banner up, though. That's pretty rocking, I think.
Heck yeah.
Hot Rod. On that side, on this side, we have the American Dragon.
Those are two good guys.
I like them guys. All right. See ya, buddies. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah!